Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I am on the edge of my seat because I've been waiting for this one for a while now. It's EGL One time, and it's not just any EGL One time. It's two of the best teams going toe-to-toe in South Africa. Exdee versus Energy Esports, and I have to say, notAhero, welcome to broadcast. You made a comment to me, I believe it was backstage. You made the point that DUC going into the previous match up against Sinister 5, they would have known they were underdogs. But that means something special about this particular game. I don't think there are any. All three sides that remain in the upper bracket would all happily tell you that they're the best team in South Africa and that they will beat all the other teams that they come across. And of course, that means that Exdee, perhaps they are the underdog in our book, but they're not walking into this one in that way at all. They'll be very happy to say, we can beat Energy. In fact, we've done it before and we'll do it again here tonight. With that little ramble over, let's do formal introductions. My name's HellBird and I'm joined by notAhero. notAhero, welcome to the broadcast.
Oh, awesome to be here. Like this is what we've been waiting for. Like the tournament has been so hype. We've seen upsets, we've seen things that blew our brains, like contemplating where like the whole Dota scene in SA again. But this is a old classic rivalry, a old classic matchup, Energy versus Exdee Gaming. And like if you have to go by results for the year so far, Exdee has won 2 out of the 3 series that they've played. Energy has taken 1, but that's the most recent one. Very interesting to see what's going to happen here. I feel a lot is going to come down to the draft. If the drafts are stronger by Exdee, I do favor them for the series. But if they do come out even, I actually think Energy has the edge.
Yeah, I think that's a really good, a fair analysis as well. But the thing is that I find really weird is that let's talk about Energy for a moment. This side was, I would say, not in the best space coming into the last couple of months. Like we saw Energy was dropping matches quite consistently to some of the bigger sides like Sinister 5 and Exdee themselves, as mentioned. But they also just weren't looking like the Energy we knew and loved. Then Sinister 5 formed their mega roster, which was supposed to be, the best possible 5 players in the country combined and, come at us, right? And then Energy beat them. And then Energy beat them again. And they beat them 2-3 or 3-2 in both the former matches I'm referring to. But those were both grand finals. Big stakes, big tempo. And of course, Energy came on top. So they will gladly, and I think deservedly, be your favorite in this tournament right now. They are just insane. And they seem to be ignoring what is the correct course of action. You look at the MMR, etc., on the likes of Sinister 5. Well, it doesn't matter because Energy are just performing more as a team. What is happening? Are they just clicking? Are they just... What's
so
up?
They had like quite a few shuffles like in between that stretch where we saw them drop some games. We saw Soup join them. He came over from Punks, and he joined them and he played pos 4 for them for like 2 series. And then the next tournament he was moved to carry because Depi was taking a break, or I'm not sure what happened there. And then Soup was their carry player and they were performing pretty consistently, but then also dropping some games. Depi came back, started into that pos 1 role. Soup went back to 4, which they recruited him for in the first place. And TKC has been playing amazing on pos 5. And suddenly this team started looking great because Yappa also coming back. Yappa, former WRG player, like he was absent from the scene for probably like the beginning of this year. Like we didn't see Yappa on any teams. And then Energy kind of reformed with this Depi, Adestam, Yappa on the cause. And then TKC and Soup on the supports, and like you said, clicking. They have been clicking. We saw a massive comeback from them against Sun 5 in the lower bracket final for one of the previous tournaments, and it looked like the game was over. They kept it alive. They pushed Rampage on Depi, pushing straight through, and they end the game. So lots of hype, and I think they're playing with a lot of confidence at the moment. They favor themselves as the team that wants to win this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing as well about this particular matchup, is you do not want to lose it because, of course, that guarantees you another date with some, an extra date that you don't necessarily want. Because, of course, one of this goes to the winner's bracket final, and, of course, potentially all the way to the grand final. Loser is guaranteed to at least have to play against one of Sinister 5 or Exdee, or, you know what I mean? Like one of the other trifecta. If you get past the other
Apart
wolves
from that,
that are down there.
Yeah, like exactly what you said. The other wolves that are down there. The lower bracket is terrifying at the moment. We saw Haze Gaming beat Pingu. We saw Aura Gaming beat WRG. Like those are up and coming teams, and they look hungry. You don't want to be playing them in a do or die matchup because they showed, like with their backs against the wall, they're going to pull out some stuff. Aura Gaming lost picking a Meepo against WRG, and it did exactly what it needs to do on the map. And it wasn't even a good Meepo game. They went with it. They beat WRG, one of the renowned teams in the country, made it further into this tournament. And you don't want to lose this game. Energy versus Exdee, you don't want to lose here and go down to a team that'll last pick a Meepo into a draft that's actually, that can deal with the hero and then still win with it. So definitely that's not where you want to be. These guys are going to play with everything they have. I think we're going to see a lot of, like, this tournament has kind of developed its own mini meta. It hasn't much followed the international scene, like to a slight degree it has, which I found very interesting. We see teams not even touching Dragonite. We see very few teams like touching Terrorblade, and those are heroes that were 20-30 games plus at the last major with 70% win rates. So this tournament has its own mini meta, and with that, I'll be very interested to see what these teams are going to be picking up. Winter Wyvern probably priority, but when you get to the core matchups, Mars has been a staple for the teams. I know these teams like Hoodwink as well. Energy's been playing it a few times. I'm not so sure if Exdee runs the Hoodwink, but yeah, and like draft-wise, like I said earlier on, like it's gonna come. A big edge for both these teams is gonna come in the drafting phase.
Well, actually, I can tell you because I have so happen to have the Exdee picks and bans up. So pick-wise, they're at the moment they're favoring Snapfire and Mars as their big picks at the moment, but they do in fact also pick up Hoodwink, and they have a 80% win rate on it out of 15 matches. Now, obviously, you know, they haven't had to play against as tough an opposition as their Energy so far. So let's see if that is a hero that they do go to, and if it continues on that trend. But what's interesting is that they have a yeah, man, that's crazy actually. Like, wait, this can't be right. No. I'm double checking this. I'm double checking.
Enlighten us. What the error?
No,
might
you know,
be.
the error is me. There we go. So the error is I was looking at the overall stats. They have picked up Hoodwink though, so I'm not lying to you too much. But actually, their biggest picks are actually Oracle and Bristleback. So
for Energy,
for Exdee and for Energy,
Oracle and Bristleback. That's very interesting.
Well,
that opens up this Hoodwink discussion as well. So people are starting to catch onto this hero's break mechanic. It's one of the only breaks in the game that you can actually dispel, which not many people knew, and people now started kind of like reacting to it. And you see this Bristleback against Hoodwink just pick up an early Lotus Orb, and he's kind of fun. So that is kind of falling off. But Energy is a team that's not scared to, even though Adestam is an extremely mechanical skill player, they're not scared to pick him Viper. I saw Adam climb rank in 2018 by spamming Viper just over and over again on the mid lane, and piled on MMR. So they have gone back to that Viper pick if they need a break mechanic and they don't want to run something like Hoodwink. So definitely draft-wise, very open. And I think me and you had a discussion a while back about like Energy, when they pick something like a Puck, it's kind of, okay, who's going to play it? Because TKC, formerly a mid player, Puck was a staple for him. He's playing support now. He can play that. Adestam can play Puck. He looked terrifying.
Correct you. First one, TKC, he is one with Puck. It is like,
yeah.
I actually remember broadcasting an event, I think it was in 2019, where people were in this like weird position with TKC, because I believe there was criticism about a limited hero pool at the time. I think, I want to just be fair in there, I don't think he's always had this problem, but I remember that particular tournament. But when he got his hands on Puck, he just was absolutely devastating. So, you know, as you were saying, the man is one with Puck in many ways.
So yeah, they've got so many players which you could say has signature heroes on heroes, for instance, like Puck, which is a flex pick in your draft. And TKC can pick it up as a 5. It's like he looked like a beast on the Puck in the previous tournament that they played. Extremely strong at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised to see like stuff like Puck, Winter Wyvern coming out. I know Remedy really likes to play Phantom Lancer at the moment. Puck, direct counter to the hero. If you coil the PL, can't really do much. He doesn't like to build BKB, and it kind of feels like you're forced into that direction. So yeah, they kind of like need to just kind of evaluate what they want to prioritize in the bans. If you don't ban this Hoodwink creature, both teams run it, and then you opt for a Puck in the first phase, who's going to actually take it? Because Junaid also plays Puck for the side of Exdee.
Mm. Well, I mean, fair point is that there's now. I think one of the things I've loved about more recent South African Dota, and I would say it's really picked up in the last 2 years or so, but it's becoming more and more present, is the targeted bans. I mean, obviously, we always saw with regards to, well, there were just these heroes that you did not allow him to play, and you always ban out. But it was almost like it was contrary to the rule. Normally, people banned out meta heroes, and then what we started to see now more and more is that there are more heroes that are respected from
Signatures,
individual teams that even aren't necessarily as highly ranked. So you even see with some of the let's call them the mid loggers. I don't want to be unkind to them, but the sides that you're expecting to see in the sort of 5-6 position on the scoreboard, those teams, they seem to know their opponents as well and start doing the exact same thing. And I know I was managed to catch like a few moments of your coaching session recently, and one thing that really stood out to me was you asked the question, what do these guys run? And you had players being able to answer those questions. They knew what their opponents like to run. They knew exactly what the drafts were going to probably entail. And that's a beautiful thing for South African Dota. It's lovely to be in that position where teams are, even the up-and-coming sides are in those kind of positions. And you know where it shows? It shows when you see WG get knocked out, where you see Team Pingu get knocked out, because these are great teams.
We spoke about that WLG series. We're like, well, WLG's back is against the wall now. They're going to pick Naga. And you were like, why are they not banning Naga? The Naga pick comes out, and Aura Gaming just responds with a Brewmaster, and RDK didn't have a game.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, his game was finished. The moment that Brewmaster pick came out, Lightning on that Brewmaster played it to the T, exactly what he needed to do. He was always on the Naga, killing the illusions. If she song TPs, he stunned her. So, the teams are doing their homework, and they devising strategies to counter it. And, okay, well, go and pick your, back against the wall hero Naga Siren. We've got something to deal with it, and they did deal with it, and WLG ended up going home. But a hero that I do want to talk about, and it's one of Adestam's, maybe not signatures, but I think it's one of his strongest heroes, is Templar Assassin. Also, last major, Templar Assassin had a very, very high win rate. I think the hero is extremely strong, that you can go like Ags now as a 3rd or 4th item, and she becomes like a Naga Siren or Terrorblade, but enhanced. She can split push any single lane. She can jump back to the team fight after 5-6 seconds, because that's the cooldown on the jump to the trap. And it looks super strong, because the hero farms so fast at the moment. Dragon Lance into Deso. They're not even prioritizing Blink if they don't need it, but just Dragon Lance into Desolator, and then Blink Dagger, and then Ags. Or they go Manta into Ags if they don't need the Blink, and you just split push the map, and you kill anyone that comes close to your traps, because her talents were buffed. You've got the side lane range increase. You've got the traps that are doing additional damage. And with the shard now, you get additional traps that you can put on the map, and it silences you. If you are a support 20 minutes into this game, and a TA with Dragon Lance, Deso, Ags, if you run over a trap, she jumps to that trap, she silences you, and she 3-shots you. So it's horrible to play against. It is an Adestam hero, and I won't be surprised if we see it come out early, because we have seen the hero move between the safe lane and the mid. So pretty sure Deppy can play the TA as well if needed. And interesting to see if Adestam is going to play it. What's Deppy's role going to be? Are they going to give him something like a Ursa, which is less greedy? Maybe this carry axe that we've seen come out. We haven't seen much of Energy, and we're not sure how they're going to structure. Are they adapting to the meta? Are they adapting to what's strong? Because the rumor is we're getting a patch soon. So are you all inning on the strategy, or are you trying to prepare for the long run in the tournament?
And that's a very fair point, because for me, one of these things that is like, nah, that's gotta go. That's gotta go. Is Winter Wyvern at the moment. That Wyvern, hero just seems.
Wyvern TA needs to go.
Yeah, it's just there's some really broken stuff at the moment. And to me, to your point, I actually want to go back to heroes more like Mars, which don't feel broken but feel good. That's kind of, to me, the heroes that are probably, maybe they get a slight nerf at worst, but some of them might even get buffed. Where there's like, hey, they're doing okay. So I agree with you, but I think in this kind of matchup, you all in, right?
You all in.
I would throw back to the concept of the 3-3 strat in Dota 1. We just pick the 3 most broken heroes on Radiant, and you just make sure you win the game. And that is what I think you do here. You Winter Wyvern, you TA, you drop whatever.
AA, and you're good to go.
Don't take any chances. This is not worth it right now. You know that Exdee can beat Energy. That's the thing. And And like I said, sure, for us, we'd say 60-40 to Energy's favor, I would say. But that ain't a lot. That is not a lot.
Ask me again after the draft.
After the draft, we will indeed. Anyways, the draft has started. I want to make one little comment to all of you watching on the stream and watching in-game as well, as I remember put my in-game on. Yeah, I almost forgot about you guys. Anyways, so here's the thing. Of course, here at EGL One, we don't just like to enjoy the best possible Dota action South Africa has to offer with you. We don't like to give you just memorable moments, phenomenal upsets. We also like to give you stuff. And today, you are in luck, because the actual one that I really want is we're giving away a EGL One. It's like a gaming shirt, effective. We may actually get one on the stream sometime. But it's a full gaming shirt. It looks really cool. I'm totally jealous of the people who've already won it. And we'll be giving away one tonight as well. So make sure you are tuning in on the stream. Come join in on YouTube. You can find it most easily by simply typing Evesports into the search bar on YouTube. We're live and we'd love to have you here. You can tell us how much you like notAhero's hat and how my hair is misbehaving yet again. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get stuck in. Ladies and gentlemen, Energy Esports versus Exdee. Let's go. Winter Wyvern, TA banned out so far. notAhero, what a surprise. You're on the ball already. And then we get the Clockwork and Grimstroke banned out by Exdee with the first pick, Lion. Your thoughts?
So that Clock and Grim is just kind of that's comfort. We've seen Super's been playing a lot of Clockwork, and it looks like one of the heroes which he really controls the tempo on the map. So they're taking that out. It's also a hero that Lion doesn't like to lane against. If this is a +5 Lion, and Puck just keeps, or this Clockwork just keeps running at you the entire time on the lane with battery assault, it feels absolutely horrible. But they do respond with Puck plus Nyx Assassin. Like we spoke about, flex pick for a side like Energy, because they've got multiple players that can play their Puck consistently. The Nyx Assassin, very strong at the moment. We saw it the last, it wasn't the major, it was ESL. Nyx looked broken, but the teams are converting back to this old school build where they go the Ag stepped on him. So they go like earn boots into Ags, and it just controls the team fights completely. Like a team sets up around this Nyx Assassin, they stay with him, and he just keeps chucking stuns and carapace, and it's just a nightmare to play around. And you don't kill him when he's burrowed. Like when he's burrowed, he is a tanky boy. Even if you can see him, he's really hard to kill. So they respond with the Void Spirit. This is a Junaid hero. It's one of his signatures. I don't like it that much. I think there's better spirits at the moment. Void Spirit took a bit of a knock after, like not recently, but when the patch originally came out for 7.29, Void Spirit really got hurt. Like he got hurt badly. And they first phase it. Like they feel comfortable on it. I guess they can run it as a 4 as well. I've seen them do that when the matchup was not favored. But they are probably assuming that that is a mid puck for Adastam because it's a staple. And interesting though, when Void Spirit came out, Puck was seen as a counter to the hero because Coil just wrecks him. But in the laning phase, teams started like figuring out that Void Spirit actually beats Puck in the lane, because if he ever pops the phase shift, you just chuck a Remnant on top of it. And it just like roots the Puck and you get additional damage onto him. So there's multiple things going on here. That Junaid obviously feels comfortable with the Void Spirit into the Puck lineup. And then they take out AA, which is, I guess, another signature of the Dota meta at the moment. The international teams were mainly picking it against these Winter Wyvern heroes because the heal strat with the Holy Locket is just too strong. But they've banned it out, so I don't know if they're going to... Maybe they go Enchantress next. Then they go ban Lifestealer, they ban Timbersaw.
5 seconds remaining.
Mars setup, possibly. Dragonite in the offlane setup, possibly.
Io.
Yeah, so there's the healing strats. AA has been taken out.
They want to show the taunt, man. Actually, that's a very fair point. I mean, that means you really do need somebody who's very keen on Shiva's God. And unfortunately for XC, one of those heroes, for example, would be the Doom, and that's already been banned up by them. But they're going to go for the Disruptor. Of course, age-old counter to Io. It's one of the classics. Come in here. Goodbye. Yeah. We'll send you home back. I all alone. So very quick response, very comfortable looking pick from Energy, but they're going to couple that up with the Legion Commander Energy. Also, definitely they got a playbook here. They are going to combine the Legion Commander with Io. Nyx finds a target. You know, easy peasy, nice dual damage there.
Yeah, so Exdee did opt to ban the Doom, then the Juggernaut and the Lifestealer, then the Darkseer. It's kind of because of this Nyx. You don't want that Nyx Darkseer lane against you, which probably means they're going towards a melee carry, just so he doesn't get completely destroyed by this Iron Shell with the Nyx on the lane. So Legion, interesting pickup. I know Sun5 runs this hero, and Sun5 runs this hero, and so does Energy. But the hero Shard, extremely good. But what type of Legion commander are we going to see? Is it going to be the Blink Blade Mail type of Legion, or is it this I'm going to lock someone down for 6 seconds Legion commander, which like goes hood first item? He builds a pipe for his team. Like his duel is effectively his strongest tool, and then when he gets Shard, obviously that he can chuck onto his allies. IO with Legion Shard on it sounds disgusting.
I just want to say
Ursa.
as well, something I love about Legion Commander that I think is often overlooked is the fact that Legion Commander is one of the only heroes in the game that has a BKB penetrating LT and also has a save. There's so few heroes that have that double combination, so it's a lovely little pick and it goes so well with the Energy roster right now. I'm really loving it, but hey, I mean, there's something that can help, that can deal with a Legion Commander. Whew, you know, if Ursa gets on top of an LC, you don't enjoy dueling it, put it that way. So that's going to be a very interesting little tussle as he gets ahead early on. Do you agree? Or is this point you tell me, no, actually, LC has a quelling blade for Ursa?
So I like the Legion, the Ursa versus the Legion, but like he's also a natural Heaven's HellBird building hero, which he can do, and then just ignore the Ursa in these team fights. And this is where's Lion gonna go? Probably pause 4 Lion, pause 5 Disruptor. Legion extremely good against Disruptor, which makes this Ursa lane very weak. So anytime he chucks his Q on the Legion commander or on the next for harass purposes, the Legion can just purge it. You take a big part of Disruptor's laning presence out of the game because your other 2 spells don't do damage. Does Glimp do damage now? Glimpse do damage now? I think they do. No, it's one of the talents.
No.
It's a talent. Like one of the talents makes Glimpse do damage. So, yeah, like Legion completely nullifies this Disruptor's laning presence. So I won't be surprised even if they swap the lanes and put the Lion with the Ursa instead. For Magnus. Okay.
You made an interesting point about this, because this is a core mag now, right? So, and you pointing out you don't like core mags with something like an Ursa because it has to run around buffing the Ursa up, or does that hold true?
Yeah, like your space making hero on the map kind of then always needs to be close to the POS 1, and how the POS 1's farming pattern works at the moment, he tries to stay as far away from the POS 3 as possible because your POS 3 is making space for you. So it's not horrible. Like we've seen a lot of Magnuses in the pro scene that are looking extremely strong because Medusa pickup, like Medusa IO.
Yeah,
you're not getting that thing.
You're not getting that thing. I mean, think of this actually rough. Your Legion Commander Nick Assassin IO combination early on are going to create space. You have the team control with Adestam's puck, and then come at me, bro. When you do staying on the front lines and the IO behind you, you have to deal with that IO first before you have any hope of killing a Dusa. Anyways, take it in for a moment. Just join us because we're about to go live. Energy Esports versus Exdee Game 1 is just moments away. Okay, you said I should ask you again. After the draft, what is your thought?
I prefer Exdee. I think their team fight is easier to execute. They've got nice burst damage with the likes of Void Spirit plus Lion. Those 2 heroes by themselves can kill people. And Ursa's current build at the moment is Diffusal into Basher. It's not this Battle Fury build that we've seen in the past from him. So Ursa in the early stage of this game can probably fight this Medusa. And if he times the Enrage like right before he gets Stone Gazed by Medusa, if he hits the Enrage, it lasts like less than a second. And then he can keep on like punching her. So IO is going to have a massive game. This Nyx Assassin is going to have to create a lot of space with Adestam. I think Exdee's draft comes on much faster than Energy's does. So I do think Exdee, I favor them slightly in the draft. They've got nice team fight. They've got burst. They've got elusive heroes because Magnus is going to go blink. He's got the skewer. Ursa will probably pick up a blink at some stage as well. Yeah, I favor Exdee slightly. Your thoughts?
So it's really interesting. You made the comment about it being easier to execute. If this were a pubby, I would actually totally agree with you. I'd be like, I would far rather than in a pubby have Exdee's lineup. I'd be like, okay, guys, just play Dota by numbers. But the thing is, it's not a pubby, right? This is one of those drafts that almost this is about as close to a pocket pick or a pocket draft as you'll get. This kind of playing behind a Dusa with an IO late game, using these kind of pocket picks with the IO. So I'm gonna disagree with you on this one. But it's also a little bit unfair because I do think Energy would come into this as favorites, and I don't know if you're willing to bet on them right now because there is, I would say, still a bit of a hurdle to overcome for XD on top of the draft, which
It's
is
gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it's gonna go a lot into the draft. Not into the draft, into the laning phase. Like this Legion Commander against this Disruptor lane is gonna be horrible. This Ursa can actually get bullied. Are they gonna swap the supports around? I'm not sure. We'll probably see after the laning phase. But I do think you want to dodge Disruptor away from Legion Commander. You don't lane that against because your hero's entire effectiveness in the lane is gone. And Disruptor can annoy IO plus Medusa quite a bit. Like if he keeps chucking Thunderstrikes onto this IO in the bottom lane, he's going to feel it. Oh, here we go. Like a little skirmish already.
Are they going to catch him out? No, they went the other way. They actually tried to engage onto poor Addison. He gets pulled in the tower. He does have the illusion orb, but it's not enough. And TKC is going to have to boogie out because XD get on the board early on here. I'll tell you what, I wanted to say they still have to get around the fact that they need to. Oh, it's just a sentry. I thought for a second.
And they got the new ward.
It's just a sentry though, but also what I was going to say is that, oh, hold on, the fight's not over yet. Energy want revenge, and it's going to be the poor Disruptor. Bees will have to boogie out of there, but Remedy actually managed to snatch the bounty runes. There's going to be 3. Hey, that doesn't feel bad. You get 3 bounty runes, you get a first blood against Energy Esports, against all, if you want to beat Energy, not a bad way to start.
I think Adam he thought he had more time there than he actually did because he wanted to get the orb out like as the Lion Stun came out, but he didn't get it out fast enough. And then that skewer, that does mean Magnus took skewer level 1. So no empower for the first level. He is laning against the Medusa, so it's I don't think it's the end of the world, but it did secure them first blood. So nice little like 300 to 400 gold there on the first blood for XD. But yeah, no empower in this first wave. Magnus does have a high base damage, 66 base damage, so should still be able to last it here fun, but he's not going to be that denying bully. Oh, this Ursa is like straight onto Yappa top. Not letting him get close to any of the creeps.
No respect, not a hero. No respect. They just
that is respect. Like you don't want this guy to have a good start. Like keep bullying him.
I hear you.
Like if you didn't like touch him, I think that's no respect. Like I'm gonna give you all this last hits and you won't do anything. Yeah. So surprised they didn't swap up the lanes. I guess they feel Lion plus Mag is a stronger lane to pressure this Medusa, but Disruptor with Thunderstrike top just feels so bad. You can see Yappa already has press the attack leveled. Like he didn't go for Moment of Courage level 1. He went for press the attack just to dispel that Thunderstrike if it does come out.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Let's see how this progresses. So you're talking a little bit about mid lane, as Samus also has the disadvantage of being killed first blood as well. But at the moment they're kind of even on the XP, and there's a shooter creep in hand here for Estam to even get a little bit further, and he will pick it up. What about bot lane? What's happening here? Can you see Baron at the moment? He's
oh, he didn't go for Empower, like Shockwave. Like skill tree wise, like he went for Shockwave level 2. I guess it's just to secure the range creeps because he's up against two ranged heroes, and he needs to try and secure these range creeps and not have them denied. So, but his doesn't have a solve. He's quite low on regen. Only 2 tangos left. Adestam and Junaid are fighting for the runes in the mid. Both have bottle already. Parker's such an advantage with this because he can get the one and just all back to the mid lane. Water runes, what a thing.
I love them. But the thing is, someone pointed out that with the skill sets of both of these heroes, like they can both do the same thing effectively. One, we actually just saw top lane, however, Remedy takes a little bit of damage. Bottom lane, what's up there? It's going to be an engagement onto Depi, and he's going to be able to survive it. He also very low, so he's going to have to respect that tower. Just trading blows at the moment, but I guess it's working out mostly for NG. They have a slightly higher net worth early on, and top lane things come out because they do have a low HP Remedy running back towards his tower. He'll be fine, just heads through the tree line and does have a soul, so not too much to worry about, but just a slight edge at the moment to Energy Esports in the laning phase.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see how Yappa is CSing in this lane, but it's just once again because the support can't really apply any pressure on him. The moment he puts the Thunderstrike on, it's going to be dispelled. So, next.
Oh, well, that's one thing you can't dispel, just raw damage, and it's not quite enough. You get a little bit of a save again from Jappa, but if that Connect Field had landed, Remedy would be able to just run him down. And of course, they go straight back on Jumper. This could be a good one. No, unfortunately. Oh, hold on, because you can't. Well, you can't purge that. Glimpse back, Jumper in trouble. Trying to run back the other way. Just needs a hit or two. Make that just a hit. Remedy finds the kill. 2-0 at the moment for Exdee. And, well, I guess that returns the pressure a little bit in the laning phase, especially in the top lane. All right.
Animation on that last swipe is so satisfying. Like, it's just like this claw, like, swiping him. Wah! Just, like, taking him out.
Watch the courier. Watch that courier. Oh,
he's microing it. He's microing
he's blocking. He's breathing connect field on empty to keep his little. It's a tweet bird, right? Remedy can die.
Oh no, double there!
Courier has been killed.
Zoom in on that, man. Zoom with shame. You did all the hard work to keep your little birdie friend alive, and it died here. And I just want to say, for obvious reasons, I'm not a fan of birds dying in this game. And bottom lane.
I think all these players have actually gone and changed their careers to birds just to trigger you for that exact purpose. But Adestam is starting to bully this Void Spirit hard. Like, the CS is still quite even, but the HP trade is really rough. Like, Junaid is getting, like, he's getting hit hard, and he just put a ward down right on top of the sentry. Like, the moment Adestam scouts us, he's gonna take it out. Like, that's free gold for who's ever sentry that is.
Oh.
Oof, Junaid needs to watch out. The moment this puck is 6, he's going to be able to kill him. But
Hey.
Skihound is stacking. Like, he stacked the small camp and the ancient camp at the same time. That'll obviously go to the Ursa with Empower once this Magnus starts putting additional levels into it. He's got 1 level of Empower now, 2 levels of Shockwave. I like that. It gives him kill threat in the lane, and he's got the Soul Ring as well too, so he can keep the spam going. But flying out additional regen now in the form of a Soul. Oh, Lion.
Going bottom lane, they're going to re-engage you on TKC. Not enough damage to return them, but Baron actually going to be slaughtered here in the bottom lane. I'm not sure how exactly started caught the tail end of it, but top lane now the re-engagement comes here. Yappa very, very low, and a couple more true slaps, and guess what? You're coming all the way back. Yappa caught in the connect field as well. Remedy saved that one, you could feel it.
Yeah, can't purge that.
Yeah, can't purge that, but you can, however, impale a Void Spirit. But can you get impaled yourself? Yes, you can! Oh. The save comes up from the Lion, and Junaid stays alive with that one. Feels good, man. And
that's Coil done as well.
Just yet. He's getting him behind Adestam. He does have that instant disable, and he got the impale. Does he wait on it? Yes, he does. Decides not to commit to it. He's going to save the mana. But right now, Exdee looks so good. Invisibility. There's definitely not a skill gap here, right? Like, I think one of the big things about laning phase, you can kind of tell, like, how, you know, it's where I feel it shows most, or most obviously is probably a better way to say it. And right now, Exdee, they're just as good, if not better. Looking phenomenal early on.
We spoke about this. Like, you can see really good teams. A signature movement from them is the moment there's kill threat in the lane, a support rotates in. The moment Puck was like close to level 6, the Lion started hanging around.
Right.
And
the Lion isn't needed in this one. Yep, in trouble, but he's got support from Soup. Should be able to back up and Impel does go, but Soup's already used this by Carapace, so he might be brought down here instead. Connect field comes out and does connect, so it will be enough to finish the job. They did bring in the upper, try help out, and look at those claws. They're hurt. 6 Fury Swipes, 6 of them on top. Bottom lane though, that's where the action finds itself now, as Deppy's getting all his mana removed. But Baron, I don't think he's got too many options available to take on Deppy.
They took the IO down.
On top lane, they get the Dream Call out onto the Ursa. They finish him off, and Illusion going scouting to see if there's any more victims available to Adestam. Have to settle for a HellBird Smasher.
Yeah, so they did take the IO down in this late bot engagement, but then they lost the Ursa to this puck rotation. It is noted this puck is going to start getting active on the map now that he has Dream Coil. So Adestam did opt for the 2 null talismans, so that is going to delay any form of like a Witchblade or something a little bit. He does have 1,000 gold, but oh, Lion going down bottom.
Yeah, he tried to TP out right in front of Debbie and the IO TKC. But top lane, once more, action just will never stop. He gets the connect field down, he's going to run towards the tree line because you realize that he's still not out of harm's way yet. But Adestam actually taking a lot of damage. One more required. Adestam will have the phase shift. Does Deppy have the legs? He does have an earth shot.
Good phase soon. It's
just not available. Does he get on top of him? Adestam up the tree line. Gets the phase shift. It was just a mini one, but it's enough damage for Remedy to finish the job. Yappa has to watch his mid fall again.
That is
Angry
big
Bear
for...
is a problem. Get Angry Birds. The Angry Bear right now causing all the trouble.
That is big for Remedy because the puck just got the kill on him, so he instantly gets the counter kill back onto the puck, and he's out for like 25 seconds. And meanwhile, Junaid has kind of just been farming. Yes, the puck got a kill, but he's also given a death away now. How much gold did he give there? 366 to the Ursa. That's pretty big. Legion does not feel comfortable fighting into this Ursa. He's going Blade Mail first item. Very, very first item. So, showing his intention, he's not going to go for this hood build. He wants to be able to get kills with his team. But at the moment, the only burst is really from... Oh.
Remedy gonna go on to Soup. He gets impaled. Doesn't quite have the damage to finish him off. They're gonna turn their attention to Yappa instead. Do they have a glimpse available? Yes, they do. So buy their time, put them all the way back to Traveling. It's a little far actually. So Remedy gets a little bit of good fortune, but he's still being run down at the moment. B and Co gonna try look for that body block, and it is there. He knew it. He gets off the overwhelming odds, but isn't enough. The connect field's down. He's caught up in Remedy up the high ground, and Yappa could be brought down in, but it comes out of stab. Gets the dream call down. They have to respect that. They're trying to stay alive here, but they do take so much time. Adestam, he does get the winning run off as well, and we'll finish with the disruptor. Now Remedy brought down by the Illusion Orb. Beautiful work there by Energy, making a tiny fraction of mistake. They just overly followed that hero before the glimpse. That's it. And that resulted in them both dying. Yeah. Tiny mistake, so punishing against the side of his quality.
I would like to see Junaid starting to get involved. He is going for this Axe Rush build, but once he has 2 charges on the Astral Step, I kind of want to see him also... He needs to either pressure onto this mid tower, because you see that mid tower hasn't taken much damage yet. When Adestam is rotating out like this, or he needs to start making movements like he's doing now. So he's moved bottom, but they scouted it with that ward they placed by the stairwell, and Medusa's gone. Like, saw that rotation coming in, insta TP'd out, there's stacks for her, bombing it up, feeling quite good about life. Dodging the rotation from Junaid, and he gets nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. They are giving Skihound the mid lane now for some XP, and they're doing the same with Soup. They're trying to get both their pos 4s level 6 as fast as possible so they can start putting pressure on the map. Because Disruptor is 6 already, but did he take the tome? I'm assuming he did. They're cutting the bottom wave.
Your guess is as good as mine. Twitch chat? YouTube chat. You can let us know. But look, right now, I gotta say, this game's pretty close because
they got line. Coil.
Oh, mid lane. Yeah, that should be the death ski. I'm trying to get up the high ground, but does interest Junaid because mid and Soup. He gets caught out. He actually might be brought down here. Takes all the damage. Drops the Vendetta. They don't have any reveal from though. Junaid just wandering around. Maybe he's hoping to bait something out. Gets silenced out by Adestam with Waning Rift. You're gonna have to back off. Baron is on the high ground. Has that RP wound up, maybe hoping that Junaid can bait out an engagement here. But Soup, he is making his way to the top lane. At the moment, it is just Remedy up there alone. He's facing off against Deppy. He wants to get aggressive and does. Deppy does have the ulti though. They can't re-engage him, but they do manage to get the impale off. In comes Yappa. He managed to get the jump onto the line. It'll be enough, but it's a beautiful connect shield into an ulti. But they can't quite commit to Remedy. He's taking a lot of damage. He does manage to pop his ulti and finish the job, and now Deppy's on the run. Baron still has an RP waiting for him, and he will use it, but he goes the wrong way. They do have Glimpse, but the IO save! And they will find a little reminder. Hello? You see it, right?
No, they have to see that. But they probably think he's coming back in with the puck. Yeah. The Medusa TP top, IO came back in. Okay, no. They don't want to commit RP for that. Line was that they've got no stuns. I guess they can use the Glimpse for it. But... Baron is going mech first item on this Magnus, and we have seen it beforehand, but I don't know if that's the play. Is your Ursa then going to be kind of your initiator? He's going Diffusal Blade. I guess you can start fights with Junaid, and then your Magnus can follow up. But I don't know if I like this mech first item over the Blink Dagger.
Top lane Baron. He's the center of attention right now. Adestam on the back line as well. They might not need to commit the Dream Call for this, and I don't think they will. They'll connect with Illusory Orb instead, and a very soft, simple kill there. Silence, dead mag, and a bit of a freebie there. Not sure how you feel about that one, but it didn't feel like he was reading the game particularly well because there was so much off the map, and he was very far forward.
And the thing is, like his allies are not pressuring the map much. Like this Nyx is sitting middle free, just hitting the creep wave. Like the mid tower is not being pushed in. It's kind of allowing Adestam to just like run around the map. You can see they've drawn on the map as well where they want to go. He's going to rotate in. He still has Dream Coil. Nyx Assassin will like go into middle. No, he's fine. He's in trouble. He's going to get nuked by this puck here if he stays.
Yeah, Adestam doesn't have a Blink Tag up yet, but he does have a Dream Coil. And you could potentially get on top of him, get that silence off immediately after, and Junaid would be in a lot of trouble. But he does, fortunately, pick the right side of the tree line to hide. He's still adventuring there, but Adestam, due to his patience, he's going to walk in, he's going to start finishing off this creep wave. And at the moment, there is, I think the biggest issue right now for Exdee is the fact that Adestam is so farmed. And I'm actually kind of curious to see what his gold per minute is, because it's fairly significant how fast he's farming. He's really almost got 500 gold per minute at 13 minutes of the game. That's kind of ridiculous. That's not actually, that's dirty.
And in 900 gold, he's going to have Boots of Travel. Like Witchblade, Boots of Travel, we've seen Alistam do this before. Then he just starts running around the map. He can be in every single fight that he wants to be. He can push out your lanes for you. And yeah, but I think Exdee's playing this in the correct way. They're kind of waiting for their timings. Oh,
mid lane, they catch out the Void Spirit. He does get a bit of help. In comes the IO though. Could they turn this one around? They get a lot of damage off. Baron, he's looking for the RP once, he's going to follow on to Depi for the time being. TKC being run down by Remedy on the side, goes straight back towards his core. They want to keep him alive. And in comes the support from Yappa. He stands his ground up against Remedy as TKC goes back. Yappa still wants this duel though. Can he catch him? GG call, maybe too soon. Yappa getting real close. Ski Hound on the backline there. The taunt maybe trying to bait him back to the line, but no mana available for said line to do work. And now Soup's still hunting.
That GG branch was placed by Remedy. Like that was to block the vision so you couldn't get the duel.
I think it was to taunt him, if I'm telling you. He had the legs right there. He knew it was out, I guess, but it got a little bit interesting.
They know the Medusa's up here, but apart from no Dream Call, they want to come fight us.
They're going up the high ground to get the silence onto the Void Spirit and the duel as well. Remedy goes on up as well, but realize this is not a fight he wants to take any longer, and they have to back off. Exdee will regret that one. They knew they were up the high ground, as you mentioned, but walking straight in that silence, Alistam's not going to let you out of those kind of situations.
I don't know if I like this Axe Rush build on the Void Spirit this game particularly, because they can't play Dota at the moment with their tool sets.
Oh,
like there's
hold
no
on. Soup pulled back in the tower. The support and support action, but he has bullies coming his way. Do manage to get the kinetic field down. The RP also comes up. That's onto the LC as well as I think it was in there, but hold on. It's not over just yet. Remedy caught up by the Dream Call as well. He's going to pop that one because he did have his ulti up. Now decides he wants to finish off Yappa, but they kite him. He turns attention to Depi, but they kite him. And they might be able to finish him before he gets a victim.
Oh, he got him!
Not quite. He survives instead, and Junaid is here now. He can potentially go in the IO, and does. The IO goes the other way, back towards Alistam. The duel actually goes the other way. Remedy has it. The Illusion will finish off though. Alistam caught up by the Remnant though, and now Skihan, does he have the disable available? Not quite, but Alistam, few options available just yet. Will have the face shift and the waning rift available. Goes straight back, and he's pulled out. Cheeky little play, but why not? This time, I wonder if they'll respect the IO. Doesn't look like it. Is there are they gonna just surely kinetic field? Maybe there you go. Goes down onto TKC. He's got nowhere to go, no friends in sight this time around, and he should be. Oh, excuse me, eclipsed. Yes, nice play by Alistam's Puck. He said, "Look, I'll keep things interesting, but absolutely cool." As a cucumber brought straight.
But that's kind of the thing, then. Like, look how long it took that Void Spirit to kill the +5 IO. IO is a strength hero, so naturally high strength gain. But without the Witchblade on this hero early on, I actually think if he went Witchblade first, he would have had Ags at the same timing he's going to have it now. Because his kill threat is higher, you farm faster, you've got more sustain in the game. But 2 notes, that fight there where Remedy killed the Medusa and won a duel was before he had his Diffusal Blade. He did not have his Diffusal yet, and now he has it. So his damage is going to ramp up now. So Diffusal doing 100% mana burn now of 2 damage, where in the past it used to be 80. It's definitely significant. Oh, and he got a Quicksilver Amulet. Have you seen how wonky Ursa's overpower is with the amulet?
Yeah.
Because the attack animation is sped up, so it hits before the claws actually like completed the movement. So it's really weird.
Anime form.
Yeah, it's his anime form.
You don't even realize you're dead yet moments, I guess. Anyways,
yeah.
Who's this? I forget the mag. These are, I must say, I appreciate the mag's trying to go for the defensive build and everything, but he doesn't seem to have had a huge impact in this game so far. They get the glimpse back on the Nix in the bottom lane, but I think that's just to irritate him. That was literally just BM.
Like Baron is like opting for full Guardian Greaves before even any form of Blink Dagger. I don't know, that's really rough. Does Lion have a Blink Dagger flying out? Or yeah, he's got a Blink. Okay, so Lion has a Blink now, so there is some form of catch for them. Skihound can start making movements on this map.
Wow, hold on, they've managed to catch out a big target here. The Void Spirit with the duel. They haven't quite been able to finish him off yet. He does get support, he's kept up in the air with the impel. Does he survive? He's still alive for now. Goes the right way and stays alive. And he's go. He catches him with the connect and the LT. There's nowhere to go, but look at the damage it's up there. With the RP is the back line being taken care of. Adestam though, he'll finish off the line. He picks up his godlike, but Deppy, he's still in a bit of trouble. Remedy wants to run him down. There's no help from the IO this time. Deppy wants to desperately finish the job, but he goes the wrong way. We'll get on top of him again. He's still alive. Deppy, does he fall? Yes, he does. Now Remedy has to deal with Yappa and Adestam. Adestam's so good right now. He wants to finish the job, and Remedy tosses through the orb. Remedy goes the right way into the roach, but doesn't matter. He'll be finished off regardless. And Baron, last man standing. How did they only kill? No, they must. I must be wrong.
Heroes respawned. Heroes respawned. I had to have respawned.
Just hit enter. Just hit enter. Adestam, Junaid. Adestam, Ski Hound. Adestam, BE. Remedy, Deppy. Adestam, Remedy. He did so much work in that fight, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
the Lion hit a great series of spells there, but I kind of think Ski now needs to start prioritizing his spells onto this puck. Like his impel, they saved him there effectively, but that also opened up the fight for Adestam to just 100% just do what he wanted to do. And this was a first pick puck, so like putting it on Adam, knowing what he can do on the hero. He's got this Witchblade, Boots of Travel build. Now he's got a Blink Dagger as well. He is huge, and he can wave in and out of these fights effectively. He's either going to go Lincoln Sphere or Aeon Disc next. That's kind of the Arbed build, and like Aeon Disc on puck is extremely strong, but like the Lincolns for this Disruptor Glimpse and the Diffusal Blade on the Ursa, even Lion.
Remedy wants to finish off Soup. He had the dust as well. Soup has 2 chances to survive. Now one brought down easily.
They are wrapping on him. Medusa's rotating with Io. No, that's not a kill.
There's a wrap of their own though.
Oh, puck, Boots of Travel.
Oh, he does have the ulti, so he wants to get out of the Dream Call early, and he decides to stand and fight potentially. On the back right, they do have the Disruptor who comes out. He gets off a good connect field. Isn't enough though. They drop the ulti from the Medusa.
They've expanded the neck as well.
But hold on, there's still Glimpse available. They don't want it. They're going to respect Energy enough to back off and just accept what they have. But Adestam, he's hunting.
Voidbird goes down to the Legion middle. Was that a solo kill? It was.
Yeah, that's Blink Dagger into Blade Mail. Easy.
Yeah,
easy.
that's and he's 300 gold off his axe, which is kind of this Voidbird's power spike.
Top lane. They're hunting him, and Ski's found him. Can they get on top of them? He's juking through the TD lines. He's going to do well enough. They're going to bring him Baron. He might have to pump fake this LT. Goodbye. Adestam, a free man.
Yeah. So he's kind of like playing with him, and he's keeping 3 heroes here, and that also allowed the kill on the Void Spirit middle, and that's a crucial kill. Like Junaid is 200 gold away from this Ags, which is kind of his hero's power spike, because he's not really hitting hard at the moment. He's hitting for 120 damage. No Witchblade, no Yules for setups for his team. So going for this Ags rush, which he's done many a times before, and once he gets it, his hero is way stronger. I'm interested to see what he's going to go afterwards, because he needs something to get this puck like silence off him, because he keeps getting hit by it like consistently. Probably like, does he go Link? No, I don't know. What does Adestam go for? Okay, he's opting for the Lincoln Sphere just so Lion can't blink hex him, which makes this puck near unkillable.
You know, I want to point out once again, just look at the hero levels. He's 93 levels ahead of Remedy. It was actually worse a moment ago before he got that solo kill onto the next. So the point I want to make is that this puck, he started this game earlier than everyone else. He got up a little bit earlier, he arrived already, had his coffee nice and early in the morning, and he got into the game before everyone else did. A couple of minutes at the very least. Jap on the back lines, he wants to go in, he's got a problem though, because the connect field is blocking his engagement. He's already popped a lot though. He did use his own defensive capabilities, but they just get the nicks in the end. And they go straight to the Roche, but this is bold. This is real bold. Adestam, this is his country right here.
Junaid has Ags, so they feel strong. Oh wait, Coil.
They're going to go mid lane and towards the Roche, but I'm going to keep her on the Roche, but though Junaid, he managed to catch out the Legion Guard. Yappa, he saw the buyback comes on the next. Junaid has to get out. Roshan is a half HP though. They might be forced into this fight. They're going to TP people back in. Baron low, but still has the RP available. Deppy in the Roche, but he realized with Aya behind him, he is so safe. They're going to bring him out with the Remnant for a little while longer, but they're tripping away at Roshan. They have everybody back.
Waiting for his...
up here. They've got to be careful of that puck. They do respect the RP though, as Baron being pushed off, he is so low. If they can pick him up before an RP gets out, it'll be huge. They do manage to pull back the Disruptor, and they'll finish him off. But in comes Remedy. Can he make this count? He is attached to Deppy at the moment, and TKC, the RP on 3! In comes Junaid as well! Soup Library hasn't fallen yet! He will finally go down, but they've lost 3. They buy back on the Disruptor, so they try to keep this fight alive, but they're in so much trouble here. Even the buyback from the Ursa, can he make something happen though? Where are you? He's too late into the fray. He has to back off. The buyback's bad, and that means Roshan and buybacks and everything to be claimed by Energy here. They got so much off. It looked so good. It looked in a position of dismay for Energy Esports. But hey, guess what? They don't care. They don't care at all. The only thing they care about is making sure Debbie has a nice press Aegis to work with.
That huge RP actually like cost them that fight, in my opinion, because Remedy's eyes was on this IO. Like, I need to kill the IO, otherwise I don't kill the Medusa. But the moment that RP hit, it looked so juicy. He turned his attention away from the IO and he started focusing those heroes. And they did kill the Nyx Assassin, but the IO then just healed the Medusa back up to full again. So, like, it was such a good RP. But they need to focus his IO in these team fights. Like, TKC is just causing way too much. Like, he's got a mech. He's ready to go. He's got the Arcane Ring for mana sustain as well, so he can top his cores off nicely. And with Medusa, with the mech and the Arcane Ring, you're basically giving it effective HP in 2 forms. So then you have to kill this IO.
Okay, well,
calm down.
They're gonna make their way to top lane. The moment things looking really good. If you take a look at the win probability, it's 95-5. So Valve think that this is Energy's games for sure, but I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think there might still be an opportunity for Exdee to just kind of pull this one back. Going up against the high ground here is going to be a lot harder than these fights outside the Roche Pit. So if they can get up a big RP into that ulti from the Disruptor, then they're in with a chance here. But right now, Energy are definitely pulling ahead. They take control of the map, and
they need BKBs on their cores. So like Ursa went for the Yasha and then opted for, okay, no, he needs to get a BKB. Or Disruptor goes down in the jungle. Just trying to get some vision down. Like, that feels bad. Oh, they're going on mid?
Yeah, once again, they're keeping things busy. So they've picked their Nyx off in response to Disruptor. So that's okay. But in comes Adestam. They want this fight. And he does manage to pick off the line for free. He gets help with a Deppy Medusa on the back line. Remedy, he's running away. He doesn't quite know what to do, where to face, because on the back line's behind him. He's going to be Stone Gaze. And Deppy and Co. pick up 4. Out of nowhere. RKO. Energy Esports will start taking their first racks of the game. It's going to be the melee in the top lane. And they have to be very careful.
That was crisp by Energy.
This is why.
They kept Japa alive. You can't get Adestam in this park. He's just causing way too much trouble. Like, he went in there.
Oh, hold on. Did they pull him back?
What?
No, I know this story. It's when you... I didn't actually catch it. That was weird.
No, he phase shifted right at the correct moment. Like, it was done at the very moment the glimpse ended.
The thing is, how it used to work, and maybe it's what we didn't see there, is if for example you ask for somebody who's getting glimpsed,
he might have chucked the orb as well. I think he chucked an illusory orb.
I think what he did is the animation doesn't show at the glimpse position, but he's actually phase shifted in that position, and then he just goes to his orb. That's probably what we saw.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure if you time it right, you can Waning Rift dodge it as well. I'll have to test that. I'm not sure.
We'll ask him afterwards.
But yeah, like Exdee is kind of like they need like that one more item. Like, they need BKB on this Ursa. Junaid hasn't queued up what he wants to go next, and Baron is still trying to get to this Greaves. I don't think this Greaves is going to change it for them. I think he needs to go for a blink now.
How do you deal with this?
They need to reposition these fights.
Look, TKC at the moment is just tethering to Deppy, right? But he gets this additional support from Japa with the save. And they're going to pull him all the way back! That's one way to deal with it. In comes Adestam, it's come with the silence! They get the RP off, this might be it! Can they control them for long enough? They still get the taunt off, and they manage to break down at least one is Deppy. He's still alive! No, this is ridiculous! How haven't you fall yet? Japa gets straight back in, and Remedy and Co, they're on the back foot, they're trying to get out. In comes the Skewer as well, they'll bring back Japa onto the high ground. Not quite in the fountain, but they should be able to finish him off at least. And a couple more up taps required, but is it there? He's still not dead, Japa! You're supposed to die out here! The shockwave comes through and he finally does fall. But Energy, they've ignored what's going on. They're just fighting the racks at the moment. They're sure they lose that one, but It can't get better than that for Exdee. It was the perfect engagement, and they just are unable to make it count. Depi just got healed up. He didn't even lose the Aegis.
Yeah, that Blink Dagger reveal was massive, but once again, Io staying out, he retethered, popped the mech, popped the Arcane Ring on the Medusa, giving her effective HP in 2 different ways, and Adestam survived on the puck. He should not have survived that.
Glimpse again is there. This time it's going to be on TKC. They want to get rid of this very, very capable puck player. And the fight might actually re-engage it. Junaid, he wants to catch him here. He doesn't. As unfortunately for him, there was a force staff onto Soup, who, by the way, he has gained position to fight. He is caught by the kinetic field. They're going to force out the Dream Coil from Adestam, but a good bit of fancy footwork from Junaid kept him alive a little while longer. Soup wants to finish the job. The Remedy back on the front line. He goes on to Soup. Caught out by this by Carapace. They're still controlling Remedy. He can't quite finish off the job onto the next assassin. Depi is on top of him as well. He still wants to finish off the next and will, but look at the damage he's taking from Depi. They've got a couple here, but they've forced a buyback from the IO. So it's interesting, but right now, Energy, they have all the aces in the deck.
I would not want to be a support on the side of Exdee right now. Dagon 3 on Adestam with Witchblade. He hits you, he Dagons you, and he watches you burn to death. That is... Oof. How much damage does he do now at the moment? So it's 600 nuke, plus 300, Waning Rift is another 250. So like a combo does like 1,500 damage. Ski Hound does 1,000 HP, HellBird.
That's painful, man. But even look at the net worth, right? So right now, top 3 players in the game. Oh, Adestam just toying with Remedy. Look how much damage he can do without having to commit anything. That was just average spells and a Dagon. There's a Dagon 4, to be fair, but Remedy has to respect it. But he has picked up his own BKB, so the next fight will be interesting because it'll be a long duration on the Black King bar. Maybe you can finally stop being kited.
Yeah, it's just so hard for them to get on top of this IO. Like, Void Spirit doesn't have the items to burst them, and he has to go BKB now so he can stay alive in these fights. But ideally, your Void Spirit will want to climb on top of this IO with a +1, preferably like Lion.
Oh, that Lion?
That's supposed to be total spoken about. Did he even Dagon there? Yeah, he did.
Oh, but you got a love tap on Soup as well, so it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to be a support in this game. The only way you survive this puck now is with the Aeon Disc, and it's not a cheap item. So need to try and just get some map control. We used to have an old saying that if you 2 lanes of racks down, it makes the game easier because you kind of know where your last lane to defend is, and
you saw like old XCC Rain squad there. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
It was like the
no, we
comeback
fine,
kid.
guys. Yeah, we fine. We have now 1 lane to defend. Like, we good. Like, you'd have to defend 3 lanes. Energy is split up, but it's the IO plus Medusa bottom. So reload anytime they needed to come back into these fights. And IO almost has a Holy Locket. We saw how much heal he gave to Medusa when they hit that magical RP into the Disruptor ulti. But with Holy Locket, it's going to just be amped even more. This Medusa, Butterfly, second item, they're going Scotty now. Just doesn't feel pressured at all. He finished the Hurricane Pike, that's interesting. I guess just to like push Ursa away from him if he does get on top of him, so. But 22,000 net worth, Medusa, 22,000 net worth Puck. Adestam is matching this Medusa on farm. Like, it's...
that's not supposed to be the case. And it's not like the Medusa's having a bad game. It's just Adestam has been out of this world, man. What a fantastic player.
If you look at the cores on the side of Exdee, like you said, you have Ursa on 13, Junaid on 9, and then Magnus on 8. So it just feels really bad at the moment because you're fighting 2 heroes which are effectively doubling your net worth. So it's really hard. BKB on the Ursa now. He is at least a hero. The longer the fight goes on, the more his damage ramps up. But this Void Spirit pick just doesn't feel like it's done much, and it's back to those nerfs that we spoke about in the draft.
Hold that thought, because there's a very interesting smoke coming out here. And it's going to be scouted out by Swoop. They ping it, they know what's going on. The BKB comes out from Japper. He wants to finish the GA. They do manage to give a pretty decent connect field. They're going to keep Japper alive. But on the backline, Depi going far. The RP is good, but isn't good enough. TKC will survive in the backline as Junaid goes on top of him as well. And in the end, they pick up 2 pretty much for free in the end. They all lose another hero as well. It's going to be the Lion that falls next. And although it was a valiant attempt by Exdee, I'm pretty sure Energy know that this is pretty much the end of the game. The buybacks may still come out. There's one available on the Ursa. You've come this far, you may as well use it. Spend it. But Energy, they still have a lot of cards to work with. They do. Oh, that's just cruel. It's unkind. Yappa. He goes up. Remedy. He wants to stand strong. He'll BKB up. He's going to have his last fight of the game here. Has to turn his attention back to Devin because he's being kited once more. And now his attention back to Fountain because there's no chance whatsoever. No way to build up those 3 fights. And no way to survive. And they do get the weirdest duel of your life. And it's going to be won regardless by Yappa. And Energy Esports. They honestly just look like such a slick team. They look so slick. There's nothing you could say. It's so hard to look at Exdee and fault them. It was just, Energy was so good. That's the story of this game.
So it came down to like a little few like instances because Barent, even without those early blink dagger, he was hitting 2-3 man RPs every single one of these fights. But there was just no follow up damage from the squad. And I think if they fix that in the second game, like we're gonna be in for a series here because like some of those RPs looked so good, but this puck was just way too huge. Like he was massive.
So look, I think we can all agree that we want to see game 3. So let's back Exdee.
Or 2. Yo.
Yeah, probably ban that. Probably ban out the puck if you want a game 3. But hey, I really want a game 3, and I do think it's very possible. This was not a game, as I mentioned during the laning stage. Exdee didn't look worse as players. Adestam just looked like he didn't know what death was in Dota anymore. But alright, I got to say one last thing, and we're gonna take a quick break. I want to give a quick shout out to Shadawi. Thanks for joining. For those who don't know, Shadawi, a legend of South African Dota. So wonderful to have them, tuning in. And on that note, hopefully we'll get to give everyone a game 3 because I want to see game 2 go the way of Exdee. But that remains to be seen. Will Exdee give us that game 3 we so desperately deserve? Or will Energy just continue their impressive performances in South African Dota? Stick around to find out. We'll be back in a minute. ready. Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited about this one. I guess I'm wearing purple-ish, so I'm definitely backing Exdee for the second match. I want them to win because I really want Game 3. Game 3, I don't mind. Energy, Exdee, may the best team win, but I want Exdee to win Game 2 because there were so many moments of just beautiful play from both sides in the first matchup. I just want to see more of it. So you can't hate me for wanting to see Game 3. I hope you're with me wanting to see Game 3 because I think that this series is deserving of that kind of thing. And once again, you do not want to lose this matchup. The stakes are worthwhile. We were talking about in the previous matchup that you are facing the Wolves down the low bracket. I mean, you have your hands, you're going to have them busy taking on, a casual team called Sinister 5 in the winners bracket final. However, there are sides down there that have nothing to lose. And if you want to be scared of a team, be scared of a team that has nothing to lose. Because if you're Exdee or Energy going up against somebody that's already beaten the likes of White Rabbit Gaming, that's already beaten the life of Team Pingu, could be punks themselves who have a point to prove of being somewhat left out of the conversation a little bit. You don't want it. And in the sense that if they lose, well, it's what was expected. And if they win, it means everything. So this game here, real important for Exdee. More important for Exdee than Energy, obviously, right now, because they're the team that has to stay alive in this one. But I tell you what, both these sides want to turn this into a clean, sweet victory from here. 2 on the trot or 1 on the trot for Energy Esports. But anyways, enough of my spam. Of course, one friendly reminder, we're giving away free stuff, but we'll get to that later. You have to watch it on the YouTube channel if you want to join us. So go on to Esports on YouTube or just search for Esports on YouTube and join us there. notAhero, you must be ready to chat now. You must
I'm itching to chat. So they've taken out the puck. I think that's a good call. Energy just first picked it the last game, and it just looked way too good. Then they take out the TA because we spoke about that previously as well. I just think it's an Adestam hero, and the hero is way too strong at the moment. Like going 3rd or 4th item for this Aghanim Scepter with Dragonlance Deso. Dragonlance seeing quite a few buffs at the early stages of the patch. And then Winter Wyvern AA taken out. AA obviously really good against Timber. They've taken out the Ursa, so that is a little bit of a respect ban. Remedy did look very good in that game, but Exdee kind of ran into the problem where if the Ursa wasn't joining team fights, they just weren't killing anything. If Magnus RP'd something, like the support cast of Lion plus Disruptor and Junaid on the Void Spirit just wasn't enough damage. So Ursa kind of like felt forced to fight earlier than he probably wanted to. We saw him take like good fights where he was 200 gold away from a Diffusal Blade, and you wouldn't normally do that. So I kind of want to see Exdee changing things around here a bit, and they've kind of done it already. They've gone for this Axe Phoenix combo, really good. Axe Flex Specs as well. We've seen a lot of Pos 1 Axe recently. It can also be the Pos 3, naturally good with the Phoenix. But I would like to see Junaid on a more... Okay, Void Spirit is an active hero, but he went for this Ags build, and it took him 17 minutes to get it. So, and by that stage, his impact in the game was very small. I think if he went for like a Witchblade build, like he could have rotated around the map earlier on, killed a few more things, and like probably kept on, maybe not on par with the puck because Adestam just farmed so fast, but you would have created additional space for your Ursa to kind of choose the fights better because he felt forced to join those engagements. Then we see the Viper taken out, then we see Terrorblade taken out. Once again, I rate Terrorblade very highly in the meta at the moment. Last major had close to a 70% win rate. Very, very strong. They go Timbersaw next then. I wouldn't be surprised if Exdee then puts this Axe in the off lane and picks up something like a Luna. Luna really good against Timber in the lane. She's one of the better carries at the moment that can lane against the hero. And she's really good with single target heroes or heroes that can isolate people in a certain area for a time frame, which Axe kind of is. So Axe Luna I think is really good. You can combo that with something like a Death Prophet in the mid lane. But yeah, I want them to see. I want to see them pick up Luna here. Sin 5 Energy. I keep saying Sin 5 because of Adestam. Like he was just there for such a long time. Like it just feels unorthodox to say Energy Adestam. So
I was actually thinking about that today as well. There's a lot of legacy with a lot of these players, and obviously Adestam was Mr. Sin 5. I mean, I think back to the Elite Pro days, watching that victory where they weren't supposed to win, but they won anyways. And you kind of look at those experiences and you go, that's pretty much It's pretty amazing how far back he actually goes. Because then you think about like APG. He was part of the APG team.
He was part of IFG before that.
Well, think about this. If you look at Adestam as a player and his history, it is pretty amazing because often when we think back about the Bravado Motion storyline, where obviously White Rabbit Gaming, who of course we have a couple of players still around for, but the White Rabbit Gaming legacy, obviously beating Bravado Motion, they were the people who toppled the kings of Dota, right? But I think a part of their history that's often overlooked is the fact that APG beat them first. They were actually in the same tournament that they lost. They knocked Bravado down to the lower bracket. And when that happened, WRG said, we won this tournament, because that forced Bravado into an uncomfortable situation, and WRG said they had their number in that kind of scenario. And I believe that's so true. No, it's supposed to
have Sin 5.
Fine. Point is, and here he is today playing like this. It's amazing, right?
Oh, Undying. I like that. I like that a lot. They don't really have good tombstone hitters at the moment. A lot of teams have been doing like Undying against Phoenix because you can kind of counteract the egg with tombstone. So it kind of forces your team to choose if you want to hit the egg, and it also forces them to try and hit the tombstone. So it's kind of a weird. And Phoenix is a strength hero, so if this is a Axe plus Phoenix lane, Undying can have a good time with DK spam in the lane. So this line is Lion then moving to a pos 5 this game, or was that a pos 5 Phoenix? I don't really like pos 5 Phoenix. I know EG runs it a lot.
Pos 3 Phoenix, eh? And you still run that as a 1 Axe. Was that no longer? Is that no longer?
No, you don't want to run Axe into Timbersaw lane. Like I think Axe flash farm, so you can always come back into the game. But if you want to do pos 1 Axe, then you pick a different offlane, and I think you swap your lanes. But then your Axe is laning into Undying anyway, which is not great. So I don't know. This Timber Undying, they just kind of secured both their lanes, depending if this is an offlane Axe or a pos 1 Axe. Because if it's a pos 1 Axe, he lanes into Timbersaw. If it's an offlane Axe, he lanes into Undying. So, kind of telling Exdee now, okay, well, where do you want to put this Axe? Mid?
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. I mean, actually, wow. You know what's weird to me? I often forget the fact that Phoenix is he's a strengthy boy. You know.
Yes, he is.
So obviously Timbersaw also pretty happy up against him. All right. Well, let's see who's going to go with Slock. Okay, so that.
So I have seen some of our local players. I don't know if they're going to do it this game, but I have seen some of our local players experiment with mid Slock, and he goes Echo Saber Yasha into the Shard. And then you can kind of cast Shard onto targets that are in trouble. Makes them invis, gives them the region that Slock would have gotten from from his ultimate.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's kind of still in the experimental phase. But I have seen some mid Slock recently, specifically by Sparkles. And he goes Echo Saber into Shard. So more of like a space creating type of hero than a... Ooh, Spectre?
Somebody's got the Shard. I mean, the Shard, not the Arcana. Tommy's got it. That's why that's happening. Probably not.
Only reason he's being picked. He's got the Arcana.
I was actually going to say that. Don't Energy run a Bloodseeker? Because to me that seems like invitational. Like, please pick Bloodseeker against me. But I'm guessing not, because they're going to roll with the.
You mean Exdee?
No, it's energy against Stark. You know, just. So that whole missile thing that he's got going on.
So the nice thing about Spectre against Slock is Spectre is not a carry that farms extremely fast, but neither is Slock. So if they kind of farm throughout the same pace in this game, and the game goes like past 25 minutes, your Spectre will have the edge. So because he farms at the same pace, maybe even faster than Slock because of dispersion. So he is a carry that can go toe-to-toe with Slock and comfortably beat him when the game hits that later stages in the game, if the Slock wasn't completely snowballing. I'm very surprised I didn't just go for the Luna. Luna would have been really good against this Timbersaw next lane. I don't know. It's the line that's single target focused as well, so it's more protection for your Luna as well. And then you could have picked something like really active for Janaid on the map. So maybe just feeling Slock against this Timbersaw and dying is better. Slock can also use his ulti and then just hit the tombstone. So there's also little mini micro tools there.
Also painful just for warding, right? I think something we always saw in puppies, but not often when they're picked up in competitive matches, is that it's also that whole, hey guys, there's a ward here. Hey guys, there's a ward here. Hey
but
guys,
this game is so hard because it could be Nyx Assassin is here or there's a ward here. Like, Slog's passive breaks, and it's a Nick standing on top of him, and he tells his team, "Hey, there's a ward here." Like poor support runs out with a sentry, puts it down, and there's nothing there.
You have Soup just grinning like,
Like I got him.
got him.
10 seconds
He dies,
remaining.
of course, and feeds him a perma agility stack, but he got him.
They
Anyway,
ban out the
so-
Storm
5
Spirit
seconds
next,
remaining.
which is really good. There's not much stun on the side from Energy Esports side. It's just the Nyx assassin. Nyx is pretty good against Storm though, because you can always carapace the remnants and then
Dire team
just
Radiant
stun him afterwards.
team
But just feel they probably don't have enough catch, and they go for the Invoker pick.
There's moments in my life where, as a caster, there's just things you love to see.
Alistam Invoker.
Honestly, I was gonna say Invoker on like skilled heroes, but particularly on players that have a history with the hero and such. I
10
mean,
seconds
I
remaining.
I love these kind of things. Also, Invoker is definitely not that
5
short. I just want to
seconds
point out in the
remaining.
drafting phase. But look at him, he's like slog sized. Well, like that's not fair. Carl, come on.
I'm
Uh,
playing Axe against Invoker because one level of Tornado and you kind of just feel you forced into an earlier BKB than you want. You blink call one person, he tornadoes you, and then you're like, okay, I need a BKB. So it's just a feels bad moment. Oh, I like that a lot.
Choose your hero.
I mean,
That's a good pickup. It's good against the strength heroes. Siphon draining additional mana because it's percentage based. Not mana, HP, sorry, because it's percentage based. Not necessarily super great against Nyx Assassin, but I don't think DP cares if ulti is out. I like that, but whew, who do you favor? I'm not sure. like this is a rough one. Like there's very little stuns on the side of Energy Esports, and for like a tanky bull, like she can like free roam in these fights.
if I'm totally honest with you, if Adestam has a performance like he did last time, he's got another hero that can do it, and it feels like something's ignited in this player. I mean, I almost feel like Energy are rallying around him at the moment, and he seems to be the key
10
for
seconds
Energy
remaining.
doing his.
I 100% agree. Like
So
I so agree. Beginning of the year, like and I'm on very good terms with Adestam. Like we're good friends. But if you had to compare his performance now to his performance at the beginning of the year, it looks like two completely different players. Like he looks so crisp at the moment.
all right, lads, ladies, let's get this one going. XD taking on Energy Esports. Hashtag OSR. Let's go. Once again, if you're just tuning in, Energy, of course, they are one game away from making their way to the EGL One, the first ever EGL One grand final. And of course, XC, they don't want it to happen. They don't want it to happen at all. They want to send Energy down to deal with the likes of Punks and, well, I want to say sides like WG or Team Pingu, but they've already been knocked out. So the I like to call them the low bracket wolves, the people down there that just might give us a scary upset again, as they've already proven that they can do. And there's a couple of them that I think have the potential to do some scary stuff. But of course, this wouldn't be an EGL One matchup if we weren't doing the good old giveaways. And I mentioned as we started, we're going to be giving away a EGL One shirt. It's a really lovely shirt. I'm actually, one day you will see me that I've won and that I've made my way onto this broadcast with an EGL One shirt. You'll see it. I promise it's going to happen. But on that note, if you want your very own, you're going to have to join us on the YouTube channel. So
Prepare for battle.
head over to YouTube, search for Evesports. You'll find our live broadcast. You can once again tell notAhero that you want to go. Is that like sandboarding, wakeboarding, some sort of boarding with notAhero? Let us know if you want to
All
do
of
that.
the above.
But more importantly, type an EGL One into the chat just once, only once, no more than once. Otherwise, you'll be removed and stand a chance to win your very own EGL One shirt. And you can say, "Hey, not only was I there when the first EGL One happened, but I was also rewarded for my engagement with this memorabilia."
Yeah. So guys, as HellBird said, just type it into the chats once, EGL One, just once. More than once, it will remove you from the draw because it's an Autobot that does it. So HellBird, I just want you to comment
30
on this.
seconds to
I
battle.
love like the cosmetics on Axe. It's literally grey underpants that say Axe on it. Got a blink dagger on the side.
Okay.
It's
Actually,
literally- Grey
you know what I feel like,
underpants.
honestly.
It's his
Okay,
axe.
so Mr. Observer, please, whatever you're doing right now, just hit I, stare at Axe for a second, right? Because the thing I want to point out is, does this not look like somebody playing World of Warcraft right now? Like, this person is literally an orc who's, you know, this is, what do they call them? When it's, you know, they have like a level 14 character, but it's got the best possible 14 items. It just runs around like low-level zones killing people. That's what that Axe looks like. Will it be the case, though? Is Baron going to be our... Orc Slayer,
So great.
or is he
It's
gonna
so
be? Hey, there you go. For the Horde, for the Alliance. Let us know if you're Energy, you're for the Alliance. If you're Exdee, you're for the Horde. I want to see some spam in the YouTube chat. I want to see some spam in the Facebook chat. I want to see some carnage here on the Dota field. Let's go. notAhero, break up these lanes for us. How would you feel going into top lane right now? Deppy and TKC, I mean Baron as well as B on the line.
So I kind of feel Baron needs to get like level 3 here as soon as possible, because when this Undying gets level 3, that's when he starts like hurting as well. Like 1 level DK, 2 levels Soul Rip. It should be the standard build. Like I hate when Undyings go 1-1-1, because Tombstone level 1 is absolutely horrible. If he gets 2 levels of Soul Rip, he can sustain a Spectre in the lane for like the entire harass from the Axe. And then as soon as Baron is level 3, he needs to then start creep skipping. It should open up the map for B to start moving around, and he should start like creep cutting, pulling it into jungle camps and laning in that way. Because I don't think he beats this Undying once it's level 3. Look at already. Like that's a pos 5 Undying just manning up on this Axe. Both level 1.
Look at the decay stacks. He's
Yeah.
20.
He's hitting so hard. Like they need to watch out.
B is happy to take this
Yeah,
fight because he's got an
B's
Impale available.
No, B's dead. He's gonna decay him now.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, he had the Impale. I don't understand. I thought he was lining up for it or something, but
I don't think he saw 20 decay stacks. He probably thought it was like 8 or something. But because we knew it was 20, that's why we knew that kill was coming. Mid lane is going to be pretty even. I think it is Death Prophet favored. As you can see, Junaid already like 8 CS compared to Adestam's 4. Adestam, is he going Quas Wex? Yeah, he's going Quas Wex, so his CSing abilities in this lane is not great. But that also means he's going to be a tempo hero on the map. So going to start rotating around looking for kills quite. I'm surprised he's going Quas Wex. I guess they don't have much stuns for like Sun Strikes, etc. So just wanting to be a big nuisance with this Quas Wex build. And bottom is Phoenix and Slark versus Nyx and Timber.
this is a weird one, right? Because
Yeah,
you normally think about Timber being, you know, he's strong against things that hit you, but then at the same time Stark removes his armor along with his agility, but at the same time winning death.
the reactive armor stacks is green armor, so the Slark doesn't remove them. It'll obviously like start removing from
His base armor.
from the base armor, but the reactive armor will still be like as efficient as it's supposed to be. So I think this is just going to be like kind of a trade on both sides.
I just love is like they're trading stats, kind of like I give you a reactive
Yeah.
armor, I take an agility. I give you a reactive armor, I take an agility. Which will win? Agility or armor stacks? I would say you decide, but it's actually going to be the players to decide. Deppy actually takes a lot of damage in the top lane, but he's trying to run down Baron because he's having a hard time. He's got 10 magic wand, but once again the decay coming up from DKC, he's just such a bully. Go, remember me? I punched you to death earlier. I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
And this is going to get worse. He's going to get 2 levels of Soul Rip next. And like I said, like the moment Baron is level 3 here, he should start creep skipping. He went for the Bracer, he's going for the Vanguard now.
Hold on. They might be able to return this one around. Does manage to get off the Soul Rip, so he's A-okay for the time being. I don't think they get the spins they needed. Baron may be a little unfortunate there. I think that case probably had a spin or 2 extra in him.
But he wasn't being attacked.
He's actually still going at him. The aggression coming out from this line is quite significant. He just wants TKC out of here, and they thought about the Battle Hunger onto TKC so low. He's looking for a decay. He'll get it off, but again, many magic wand stacks up on the line. He's going to look for this. This is such an angry lane. I mean, we saw in the first game as well, there's a lot of anger. But mid lane, also a lot of trades coming out. You can see both of the Death Prophet as well as the Invoker getting...
the water runes. Tooloo. That sound is so cool. The top lane was a bit weird. Like they went on the Undying there, but there was no creep wave close to him, so no stacks coming out
bottom lane.
from...
Fights all over, just get stupid in trouble. They've managed to pick up the Timber Source, so it does look like it's the Agi stacks. This had nothing to do with Phoenix. Pretend he wasn't even there. It was just a brawl, mano a mano, and Remedy won. That's definitely not
Too
enough.
fast, bro. It's pretty
Oh,
significant.
mid lane, sorry. Junaid, he wants to stab. Remember me, last time, you may have had the game of your life, but this time around he doesn't manage to finish off. Adestam picks the right route, and Soup comes in. Wants to bail out, the Invoker mid. He's waving, he's just lining up the crypts for me. He's got it, but he has to respect the fact that Soup is there, and he will be caught out by the Impale. He gets caught out by the Cold Snap as well, and he tries to deal with Adestam.
Oh,
He's very, very low, and the body blocks are there. Is there enough damage? Should be. Soup finishes the job, and Adestam gets bailed out. A little bit of a misplay by Junaid. I think he should have potentially followed that a little bit better, but you know that you want to save the day, right? Top lane, however, they want to bring down the very annoying, and they manage to finish him off. But Baron, he takes a lot of damage for it. He's got 10 magic wands charges though, so he will survive. But
he was clutch there. He was so clutch. This is a level 2 soul rip. He never could get it off. He timed the stun and the hex as the axe call ran out. It was pitch point. The Undying couldn't cast any spells because if he got a soul rip off there on himself or on the axe, it would have been a counter kill. So just very good spell usage by B. Like not like stun stacking at all, making sure he's getting the full duration out of all his abilities. So that was really nice. Just an update from the other game that's going on tonight, not on stream. That is that lower bracket chaos that we've been talking about. Punks is going up against Montwood Gaming at Montwood Gaming Zols. And that series is tied at the moment, HellBird. 1-1.
you know, honestly, this is why we're saying the lower bracket wolves, man. They're out there. They're gonna get you. You got to be careful. Punks, they're learning that firsthand right now. Obviously, they're as you mentioned, not out of it yet. But whew, I wouldn't feel good about it right now if I was having to deal with them. It's very much. They managed to get the engagement off, but a lot of damage being done. Baron, he's gonna survive once again. Gonna keep him up alive, but Adestam turns his attention to the Lion, gonna connect with pretty much everything. And unfortunately for Lion, he's got way too much mana. He does have magic wands charges, but does he use them in time? Oh no, he doesn't actually have enough mana. I thought he might have enough. Really trying to make work of that one tree, but a little bit.
No, but he knows there's a ward there now. Like he pinged it immediately because there's a ward on the staircase. Because if I could just keep right clicking him, Adestam like, okay, you trying to juke and he just keeps there, like doesn't move, just hits him.
With that said though, I mean the rotation kind of helps out the DP. You fell a bit behind after that failed solo kill mid. And bot lane, oh, they want to try deal with Remedy here. Soup, very endangered. Oh, it goes the right way. Remedy actually has a Dark Pact as well. They're going to go with extra time. Does he get two though? Jumper, he's turning his attention back towards Remedy, but he's going to deal with Ski Hound. Gets off a love tap, won't be able to finish the job though, but they do have a leash as well as a Dark Pact available. This is a game of chicken right now. And who's going to win it? Looks like, I mean, they're looking for it. He goes and doesn't quite connect, but he does not have the mana. He does, in fact, have the mana to finish the job because he had the magic wand charges, and Remedy gets another kill. This is a much more impressive start for Exdee. And they lost mid this time again, but they will pop the ghost. They're going to try and bring down the mid lane tower, and they're bringing everybody. You're going to have to fight through Baron to get on top of me. This time, Soup, and they get the tornado out. Only connects onto the line, and it's enough to make sure they will get that kill. But they should lose their tower from this. Oh, it's desperately low, but it's still alive. They should deny this, I imagine.
It's still map control though. That's still a win for Exdee. The deny is unfortunate, but that was such a good movement. Junaid communicating to his team that he's got the Death Prophet ulti up. Axe level 5 with Vanguard shows up in the mid lane so Death Prophet can use full duration ulti on the tower. Like that gives him map control. That can make that Slark decides when he wants to like leave this lane. Or if he wants to stay there against the Timbersaw. And now they always have to commit a hero to this mid lane to try and deep push it. Because Death Prophet will just like spam it down with Crypt Swarm, which is maxed at the moment. And then he'll just decide if he wants to make a rotation top. He'll go top as soon as he has ulti again. As soon as Exorcism is back up, Death Prophet will go top. And Adestam has to kind of, or they have to commit a hero to the mid lane. Oh, top lane, Baron.
Going in deep here, but I think they're mostly just trying to apply pressure to Dappy. He's actually doing really well. He's top of the net worth, and that always feels good when you know that your carry's having a good time. And he's going to like to get close to that 4K mark, unless a commentary curse him. And
he's going for the Blade Mail build, which is very surprising. Like most specters these days are opting for this.
Remedy will find the kill. Got all the sword, but there's actually a TP coming in from the Spectre. Dappy turns attention to Ski, but he pops the egg. Can they finish off? Looks like they have more than enough. I say this, just enough for the end. Junaid, though, on the back foot, they're going to bring in the cavalry. They want to finish off the DP, and although he has a bottle double damage, he's not going to even bother. He is
5-man
brought down as well.
rotation.
Are fortified.
Yeah, that's big, but that does mean that Baron and Co, they're going to make sure they get this tier 1 tower top. And you mentioned it a moment ago that they're going to make that rotation, but now that makes things interesting. Bottom tower, not as valuable, and they should be able to finish off the top tower. You can see every little bit of attention here. They're going to allow the creeps to go on top, they're going to even apply the axes right clicks. Feel my pause.
Yeah, and that was big for Adestam on the Invoker as well. That was the earn onto the Death Prophet instantly. Got charges from the Phoenix kill. Otherwise, that would have been a bit harder kill to happen. And now he's got 1,200 gold for Vitality booster, and he's rushing the Spirit Vessel. So interesting to see how these heroes are going to respond. Slark can obviously just purge the vessel, but it's mainly for Death Prophet. Also reduces Sunray heal. Is Ski opted for Sunray yet? Yes. Okay. So 1, 2, 2. 2 levels of Sunray. That's kind of the thing. He's rushing Holy Locket.
And guess what they find? A courier for their troubles. Goodbye.
Dire's courier has been killed.
So that's why you need wards, right? Just kill couriers with them when they shouldn't be visible with a sentry ward. Like that's good. Was it a bird? Ah, I take it back. It's awful. Don't buy wards. You know that every game that a ward is bought in, a team loses.
Oh,
Think
Nyx is
about
on
that for a
B.
second.
Nyx is on B.
This is unkind. Tried to juke around the Impale, but that's going to happen.
Dire's
Managed
So-
to find a nice place to kill that. I think this is a good thing. You know,
Baron shouldn't-
when I used to cast
Yeah,
Noxor a lot, right? He used to always bring the into the conversation about where the deaths and kills are on the team, right? And although it's 6 to 7, 4 of them are on your Lion. Sure, it doesn't feel great to be the Lion, but would you prefer that on your Axe, your DP, or your Slark? So from that perspective, it's actually a better split than what you have on Angie, where they have kill deaths on cores as well that are more significant. I guess the two TK. Sorry,
Burns? I don't think he wants. Timber's out of mana. He saw that. That's a really good call. Like he can't really fight into this Timber Saw, but he isolated that there's no mana. Ooh,
Hey.
killed the spec. Oh, farming Ancient of the Blade Mail, so he wasn't healthy at all. Oh, but Baron is going so deep top.
Yeah, top lane. They have a lot of damage. He gets off the core and he
If he spins! If he spins!
Big brain
Ooh.
plays by Soup.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
brain.
Like pop Carapace, hit him, and hope for a spin, and then he cancels the TP. That would have been actually so sick. I actually like wish that happened.
You know, I saw a comment in the chat a little bit earlier, like, why do you want a game 3? And it's those moments, right? Like, players playing at that kind of level, that's why I want a game 3. These teams are just so fun to watch.
I've already used Impale, but I'm going to like cast Carapace. You hit him as like hard as possible and hope he spins. But the RNG, I think that's the only time an Axe would wish he doesn't spin. Don't spin. I'm not a Beyblade. I'm not a Beyblade. Don't spin.
Channel the inner, I don't know, like what is the opposite of a Beyblade? Don't quite know.
I don't know. What is the opposite of a Beyblade? A Tazo?
I'm a Tazo. I let this work either with a flop. Anyways.
I really do think they should stop putting Burn against the Timbersaw in the top lane. Like, it is definitely Timber favored. I know he has the Vanguard. What?
I mean, he's doing just fine. In fact, he does not believe in you, and they get the support they need from the Phoenix. But Jupper, he's a difficult fellow to bring down. Also has 6 infused raindrops, so a little bit harder as well. Does he get the call off? No. He did have the dunk. Does he have the damage? Not quite. It was actually.
It wasn't enough HP.
No, he actually had enough. No.
250 kill threshold. He was like on the edge and reactive armor was going. I don't know.
I saw a good 2-4 something there. I promise. It was just there, but that's why I went for it. He was waiting for that moment, but don't matter. You got to wait during the animation, one way or another.
Much better from Exdee, controlling the map, playing towards their timings. So they're not really taking any big fights unless it's this Axe making the play. So playing off the tempo of the offlaner. He has a blink dagger now. Oh, but Nyx is scouting. Do they have sentries?
They have 5.
5 on B.
He's just this is why he's just like, I'm so
After
tired
that
of playing
kill.
this game. I'm
Yeah,
buying
it was
out.
after that kill. It was after that kill. Like I'm gonna see this Nyx. But he's not.
It's kind of interesting. Yeah, there we go. So he's put one out just outside the tower range. So he just wants to make sure that anyone goes on any of his calls so they can catch on top of him. But they're gonna scout around the back. In comes the Baron Bias of Axe. He got on top of Yappa, but he's alone on an island right now, and they might just sacrifice him. He's gonna try
good
to look
stun.
out as well. In comes Adestam. Nice sun ray coming out on the side. It's keeping him alive, and the egg will pop too. They do have to deal with the tombstone. before they can help out Baron. And although they do manage to deal with the Tombstone, Baron's brought down. Now comes in Junate. He wants to finish the job. In comes the Phoenix. He's going to cover the finger because that's enough to bring down one. As they push back, the Horns will also come as well. They've actually lost 2 here. They've got to be careful. Deppy now in the front lines. Not sure if he wants this one though. Junate still has that ulti up.
Exorcism 15 seconds.
But look how slow this line is limping away. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Not you!
Put a sentry down!
Sentry down. It's not gonna work! You're gonna die. The sentry won't save you. Okay, that's not a great fight for Exdee. And just as it looked like they had the tails up. I like the fact that they were taking over this general area of the map, but unfortunately, that's not gonna work out for them one way or another.
Slark wasn't in that engagement. That is the plus side to it. But the thing is, though, like, the jump was just weird. They jumped forward with the axe, and the Undying Tombstone came out on the other side, and they were kind of like caught between a rock and a hard place of taking that Tombstone out because the heroes don't really hit that fast, and helping this axe. And great spike by Lion to try and keep the axe alive for a little bit, but the rotation by Adestam just securing that fight for energy. So, and Deppy is waiting until the very last moment before he joins these fights. Like, he is holding on to that haunt until the very last second. He wasn't actually involved in a kill there, was he? Because he came in very late.
I'm not sure if he, because obviously they killed the line at the end, but I'm not sure if he actually tagged and all. Remedy though, gonna find you up in the top lane, wants to try bring him down the Slark. A little bit quiet for a little while, wants to make sure that people remember that he is still here. And unfortunately for him, he just doesn't have the damage to bring down the upper. Gets quite a few stacks of essence shift up, and of course he'll be finding fit in a moment.
River?
But mid lane, you're gonna bring down the line again. He is
Squishy.
He's the designated gank scouter. There we go. We're gonna go with that. It
I like
must
the
your line up against a Nyx and that kind of thing. But
any of us, Nick.
Then later on, you're gonna have Spectre killing you without even paying attention to
Jumping you as well.
on mid lane. Baron, he's interested in Deppy, and he's staying on top of a creep wave. But they're gonna go back up towards the jungle where they find the upper, and they will get the call, but they're backing out. They're not sure they want this, and respecting the fact that Energy are all on that side of the map.
BKB next item. Baron's going BKB next. I think that's the correct call here. And I think once he has this BKB, he's way stronger. He'll also have max level Berserker's Call when it does come out. Are they going to go any breaks though? Because of Timber and Spectre.
I mean, I guess Slark can do a... Yeah, he is. He's actually got this the Shadow Blade already being worked on. And you know, it's weird because I really don't like... I really... Oh, hold on! They're going to get the egg down for sure on the back lines. The Phoenix doing work here, and they should be able to finish off the next Andu. They then get the leash off onto the Timbersaw. They commit with the Finger of Death, and although, of course, the one man who dies is the poor...
Top lane is pushed in.
This is like unacceptable. This is animal abuse. Like lions are important to our ecosystem. Stop this.
Top lane is pushed in, but Energy responding. They just want to trade. They've got the Forge Spirits pushing bottom with Alacrity on them. But they did put a Fortify for it, but they're going to get this top tower. How long is Exorcism about to run out? But they should get it.
It's more than enough. TKC, he's interested, he's going to stick around, but that does mean that Exdee will find that outpost and a little bit of extra control. It's starting to work out for him. Let's take a look at the graph, see how this is reflecting. So under 2k in total net worth, I think that kind of favors the Spectre. The XP at the moment actually in favor of Energy, who are just 1,000 of us, nothing too crazy, and it's a win probability of 46-54. So a very tight game, but still, according to Velvo, they think it's going to be an Energy matchup. But right now, Exdee is certainly having a good run at it.
Slark opting for the Imp Claw over the Vambrace? I don't know if I like that. I think Vambrace on Slark is... But he can give it to the Death Prophet, and then she can get Spell Amp from the Insult Vambrace, I guess. Ghost do more damage, that's pretty good. So... Or Axe even, makes him tankier. So they've got good Vambrace carriers. Vambrace is just one of the best neutrals there is. It doesn't feel bad on any hero. Like, you can put it on a support and it feels good. So... Adestam, no neutral item though. Like, what do they have in their stash? They've got a Nether Shore available. Oh no, that's not for them. They've got a... What is he taking? Oh, he's taking a Vambrace now. Never mind. Okay, all good, HellBird. Back to the realm of sanity.
Okay, well, guess what? Soup realizes now that there is in fact a sentry down in the mid lane because he This is a little unfortunate. I think he didn't want to give that away, but Soup doesn't. He's not perplexed at all. He goes straight back into the other side. He realizes that he's busy. Gets off the double impale. They'll bring the Spectre for this one. They didn't miss with the Timber Chain though, so Skeet's still available. Potentially pop the egg if he has to, and does. I don't think he's going to get saved though. Does get brought down, and Remedy, he walked into that one, and he's going to have to bail out. They knew he was there. He managed to get out of the fight. They're going to lose both the supports. I guess could be worse. Probably the worst part about the action is the fact that the egg cooldown is pretty significant.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of miscommunication by Exdee there. I think if Axe was close by and that egg comes off, they were so grouped. If he gets a call off there, that's a turn. But Baron was pushing top lane. Oh wait, no, they're gonna go.
Mark is right on top. He sees everything. They get the engagement off onto the Axe. Baron though is caught by the call step on the backline. Really wants to deal with that stab. He does a lot of damage. He's not able to finish the job. Has to back off. Nice Earth might come through onto 2. They get the Crypt Swarm as well onto a couple of them. A lot of damage actually dealt to Energy, but they lose the Axe. So again, Energy just starts chipping away, making the little small improvements on how the game is going, and it all just starts adding up to the point where they look like they're in a much more favorable position. Adestam, who was a little bit quiet for a while, is now the highest net worth in the game.
Oh, they're still fighting here? Lion caught the next.
They've caught out Soup, and he's got some backup from TKC, but they don't have anything to follow up just yet with. They do have a sentry down, so they kind of have an idea what's going on, but Soup has his own observer ward to play around, so you can watch and scout out on the line, and I don't think you realize that this is still going on, but very, very useful stuff. Nice counter kill. They needed a little bit of it, but hold on. Do they know? Oh, they know now. Soup.
So
that was a drive-by.
Yeah, and he had a sentry there, so you knew it was fine. The Shadow Blade, I 100% understand why he's going the Shadow Blade build, because he needs to solve his H on the later stage. But the problem is, we saw that he went on the Invoker, and he didn't even chip like half of his HP away. I kind of feel like Diffusal into Shadow Blade, or he's going BKB next. I guess that's fine. Or Silence.
He's caught out Soup, and he will be able to finish it off quite nicely.
Nice. Very nice.
Wait, does this
They can take the outpost back.
No, I don't think it's enough for Roshan. Bottom lane also been pushing quite heavily.
Oh, they're going for Rosh.
Trying to look a little bit more aggressive. Well, that's interesting.
TP ulti.
Yeah, they know this is happening. They're going to commit the Sunstrike to it, but the fortification also brought out bottom lane. If they can do this fast enough, they can potentially keep the tier 2 alive.
Burn needs to start moving towards the team. Like, Phoenix taking the outpost, so they can't TP in there as well. So their closest TP spot is mid lane. Like, very good movement by Ski. This is going to be a free Rosh for them. And they're going to defend bottom. Oh no, bottom is not defending, it's gone. But still, Rosh for tier 2 bottom. That's very good for them. And they're TPing onto the outpost.
Yeah, they want to see if they can find some. They're gonna bring in at least the Lion, so he's...
Oh, but Adestam's in those.
There's a couple of energy roaming around this side of the map. So
Battle of Invers, eh? Like,
yeah.
Slark with the Shadow Blade, Nixon Invoker, sentries galore for both sides. Team that wins the vision game here probably has the edge, so both teams just... But they've got a Slark, so he can scout all this.
I was actually gonna say, it's a little bit like, it's foreboding, right? Like,
yeah.
Battle of the Invers, but one of you knows. Remedy has to back off though, because Adestam throws through the tornado.
BKB flying out for Axe. This is a huge timing for them. They've got Aegis plus BKB on the Axe. He's opting to still keep the chip vest, so obviously good damage. What does Phoenix have? Phoenix has got the Holy Locket, and he's got an urn now. No charges yet, but he does have the urn. If they run on top of the ward, they should know this. The Slark is there. Oh, and it's going to time out. If they pop a sentry there now, it's going to be extremely sad. But he's pinging the high ground.
He's trying to figure it out. He's doing the triangulation. Yeah. Like, where are you?
Trying to see where these ports are at.
I think they've gone the wrong one, but he should figure out from going here, because you realize he's still... Yeah, come on, Remedy, ping the right one. No, no, nowhere near it. Wait, no, he's got it. He's got it. Yeah, figured it out. Just figured it out. Ward triangulated.
Poor B has to use like 5 sentries to get 1 ward.
You know,
I guess that's kind of
anti-Nyx wards, right? You're gonna see the Nyx all over the show. You have to actually be careful about that in that kind of situation, though, because you do have to respect the fact that you can just run out of sentries. And unfortunately, when a Nyx is on you, it's too late. You have to see him, you know, beforehand, because once he gets off a Vendetta and a Pale and a Mana Burn, pops that Spike Carapace, his job is done. That fight has started successfully, whoever you are.
I do think Exdee should pressure the map now. They've got a fresh BKB on Axe and a fresh BKB on Death Prophet.
So
both of them
got to get out of here. He is being swarmed. The tornado should connect, but a beautiful bit of work with the Dark Pack means they might be able to turn this one around. Energy do have the high ground. Remedy goes in there. It's going to be very, very respectful of it. So he is very, very low. Going to go up even higher now. He wants the high ground of his own. As they try to just figure out the right place to probe this aggression. Both Energy and Exdee kind of tussling for position here. Going to try and push the wave onto this tier 1 tower. But it looks like Exdee decide a tier 1 in bottom lane simply isn't worth it. They're going to make their way back across the map. They've already sucked in the entire of Energy into this zone. So that's almost a 1 in
I
itself.
do think they can go though. They've got like 2 fresh BKBs, Aegis on Slark. They need to be pushing the envelope here because there is a Spectre on the other side. I guess they kind of feel fine with the Slark going the Civilization build, that he can fight the Spectre at all stages of the game. And once Slark also has a BKB, he doesn't really care about the Blade Mail. Blade Mail doesn't reflect damage through Magic Immunity anymore, so if you BKB any Blade Mails, you don't really care. So definitely, I guess they feel comfortable, and Baron on the Axe is also going for the Manta Shard next, so he can also scale like indefinitely. Like we've seen these like Axe late games with this Manta Shard build, and it just looks so good because you can get an AC afterwards, just get amp his attack speed, get more damage out. But Super's doing so much.
Oh no! He was doing so much, but he's caught out now. They're going to get the call as well. The moment Remedy popped up, they knew exactly what's happening. You've got to appreciate how quickly they responded to that too. Remedy was invis himself and said, guys, there's something in this.
But look at the response from Energy. Like, Spectre was farming aggressively. The moment Nyx gets caught, he backs away. So this is creating the space that it's intended to do. This Nyx Assassin is causing a lot of havoc. And he's 700 gold away from an Axe as well. Oh, they got another one. But it's 2 supports. Okay.
And they have the Aegis up, and they have a fresh BKB on Remedy. That's still full 9 seconds.
Oh,
so
also BKB. All of them do. Like, Death Prophet's BKB, 9 seconds. Axe's BKB, 9 seconons.
This is a good opportunity for them. They're going deep with Igris Drive, but they're not going to commit to it. It's going to remind them that they can. In fact, they do catch out the Liu. And the Liu is in trouble, and he's being healed up by the Sunray. They're going to keep him alive. Not today! Remember this day that he almost killed me for the 14th time. In fact, they're going to commit the exorcism as well. Remedy on the front line won't be able to finish up. And they do bring down the line eventually. I don't even know how he died. That was backline. Guess what? Spectre just finishing the job. And now, Soup wants revenge, and he's right on top of the Phoenix, who does not have the opportunity to get the egg down. It's falling apart here for Exdee. Barrett, he wants to TP out. His BKB's up, and he won't get out.
He doesn't make it.
3 for nothing on the back of the Aegis. They lost the Aegis too. I don't know if it's time if they actually brought down Remedy. I think that was probably the big golden opportunity right now, and they're going to have to back him all the way. And there's a big cooldown on Junaid. His Exorcism down. Energy have the world in their hands right now. They can this land. It went from being purple to orange.
But look at Remedy. Like they have to go back to top lane because he's going to push it in. Okay, that just rotated Adestam there. Yes, he took over the outpost, just generating map control, generating space for his team to respawn. And that was just a strange engagement. Like the Axe was the only one that used this BKB there. The Phoenix egg never could get off because Energy never committed. They kind of just poked the entire time, and they did get the kill on B, and the kill on Baron Biceps right afterwards. So definitely Energy favored, getting some map control back, but Remedy immediately just being a nuisance, taking the outpost over. I'm going to push your top lane if you push our tier 2. He's hunting though. Does he have a Solas yet? No, he doesn't.
I felt like they saw him there, but I don't actually see Vision. Oh, well, maybe not. They do not quite finish the job. Fine, they do, but this may come at a very hefty price. BKB is still available. He does have the ulti as well, so Shadow Dance will be activated, and Remedy backs off. So not a huge cooldown. They did. What was on his courier? I didn't see. I think it was empty. I think he delivered something at the time.
TKC opting for a Ghost Scepter to try and not die to the Slark over and over again, and then Lion just kills him. But the plus about that is I don't think he got
hold on, they've caught out Deppy! This could be huge! The Cataclysm there though! They should be able to finish off the spec, and does he buy back? Does he want a piece of this tie? Baron with the BKB up, he wants to try
corner. Alone, he needs to back.
The Aghanim was delivered in fact, and they do bring down the Axe.
Baron's just chasing way too far.
The 3 for the 1, it was a really aggressive bit of movement there. I think he almost had the call. I think that was the idea, was staying on top of them. But in the end,
his team wasn't following up. Like they all after the Spectre kill like parked backwards, and Baron on the Axe just ran forward.
Well, they haven't backed off just yet. They're trying to finish off TKC. They get Earth Spike onto Jappa. This time they still have, no, they don't. They have in fact committed the egg. And now Junaid, he's having to back off because Adestam is giving him the cold finger. Right now, Soup, he's having to deal with Remedy, and Remedy is low, very low. He doesn't have BKB, he doesn't have flash, he's right there, but a great earth spike comes out. Soup will fall as BE does a little bit of heroics to make things look interesting. They've got 3 down here, but Adestam now tosses out Tornado. This time will be juked by the line, but they actually want the DP, and they're chasing him down. He's a pacey fella. He's caught up by the Cold Snap and the Spirit Vessel. He is in trouble now. He's getting a lot of damage up. Gets off a decent heals. He'll get away from the Timbersaw for now, but it's not going to be enough. He's brought down as well. So in the end, they lose the 2 big cores on their team. Back and forth, back and forth. But Energy are smiling all the way to the bank, notAhero. They're starting to pull away. These fights favor them. Adestam has not died yet this game.
Yeah, like Junaid could have backed away there, like 100%. Like, I think 2 or 3 times. And he just opted to hang around, like unsure if they're fighting or staying or what's going on. He felt with his Exodus amount he could probably have still done something. But the B on the line bailed instantly, and so did Baron. I don't think you stay in that scenario. Oh, now they're going to catch Baron top.
Yeah, and he's being engaged on from multiple angles. You can see Adestam, he goes walk to get that extra bit of speed, and he's going to get right on top of Baron. Will connect with the... No, actually, does he want this fight? He gets on the BKB and the core, but he's taking so much damage. He's going to have to bring this forward. Jappa's also there. They're going to get the Sunstrike down. Remedy, though, onto Adestam. Is this going to work out for you, though? Exdee, this is probably not the play. They're alone at the moment. They're trying to keep Remedy alive and Will, but he's in a little bit more trouble now. Has to back off. The Horn comes in as well on the back line. They get the smoke off onto the line as well. Line will use that shard to try to keep his hopes alive here, but he should be brought down eventually. At the very least, got all the mana away from Adestam, but they lose the axe again as well as the lion. The good news is that the Slark didn't fall. But unfortunately for them, that cost him another BKB charge. I think that puts him down, puts him down onto the 6-second BKB. And unfortunately, more time for Energy to just enjoy the fact that they have the Spectre on the field.
Yeah, and Remedy is also quite undecided where he wants to go. Yeah, he went for the Shadowblade build, obviously to go into the Silver's Edge for the break mechanics, but he hasn't completed it. Then he had Nullify queued up. Oh, he's on the next.
Oh, well, they're going straight into the Roche pick now, and oh, man, this could be the win condition that Energy have been looking for. There's some magic here. I can see the TP is coming. They want to try and contest this. Remedy, he's got very little to work with. He's run out of mana. He gets a little bit of help. But bear in mind, that's Spectre. He's getting to the Roshan. They're going to get the call off onto Soup. Taking a lot of damage here as well. But he's in his ultimate form. And they get off the spike damage into the Cataclysm! They destroy the DP. He didn't even get to get his ulti off. They bring down the Slark as well. And they have the Aegis. This is probably the end here. Exdee going to lose the line one more time. And Energy, are you going to draw a line for us, or are you just going to walk straight mid and straight down middle again? Because this is the moment they've been waiting for. They've used the Horn, sure. But look how big the spec is at the moment.
Yeah, look how big Adestam is on the Invoker. Like, he went for Midas, like, 3rd item. He's top net worth, Midas, Boots of Travel, Aghanim Scepter. And, like, this Ags on the Nyx is just doing so much work. Like, Soup is giving them vision, it's giving them intel, like, just causing way too much, like, chaos. And he's just so tanky. They can't kill him when he's in this burrow form. Like,
well, they're all on top of each other. They're going to be careful about this because there's an Axe there. An Axe who could get a huge call to potentially change this game.
They see a middle. They see Axe middle. He's cutting the creep wave.
Baron wants to try to slow this down, but the creep's already in there, and they're going to go towards bottom lane. They've got the melee racks mid, and they start making their way towards one. They're holding on to buybacks. Bear in mind, the stock does have a buyback.
He's killed 2 couriers.
Well, that doesn't suck. It's a 4-star you don't have to deal with for a little while longer. B, he's going to mana drain away. Gets caught up by the Impale. They'll bring down the range racks to the bottom lane. An immediate smoke. They go in. The call is great. The egg is down, and they might just be able to turn this. The Earthquake comes through. They bring down the spec for the first time. They're gonna have to deal with him again, but he is in a bit of a tragic position right now because he's alone, and he drops the LT. He actually managed to bring down the line. He very, very low, unable to get up. Baron, he's starting to fall apart, and the Cataclysm comes in as well. It's going to bring another scalp down, but the buybacks are coming in like wild from Exdee. They lose Remedy, and Depi, he's still alive. He's still fighting, goes on today, but he gets the Sun Ray to heal him up. They get the Timbersaw silence up, but they're trying to bring down the spec, and will bring down the spec. They've turned their attention to Yappa now. He's trying to keep away. He immediately gets Jules up in the air, and they surround him. They spike him, and they bring him down. Exdee lose a lot, but they do not lose the game just yet. They'll have another opportunity, but look at the damage, 15k ahead. The net worth, once again, starting to look real scary right now. And in these team fights, the Slock isn't able to stay alive long enough. They only got that win at a very expensive price. But what can they get out of it? Potentially force a buyback. Yes, that's what you want.
Falling off. He's not surviving long enough to get stacks up. And he's got this BKB. He jumped between, okay, I'm going to queue Shadow Blade to get a Silver's Edge, to I'm going to get another fire because this Ghost Scepter is annoying me, to a Scardy, and now he's got a Basher.
Snoop gets the impale off, but he's caught up
on
the back line. Do they finish with Adestam? Finally, he's low. He's real low. He is brought down. Adestam down for a while. 100 seconds on it. Junaid, he wants to bring down TKC. He tosses them up in the air with the Yules. They're going to get the Spirit Vessel off onto him as well. A lot of damage, but they need the objectives. They realize that's what they came here for, and that's what they need to deliver on, because the spec's back in 15 seconds. They bring down the tier 2 tower. That may be all that they can get, but at the very least, they swing things back in a big way. That would hurt. Energy losing Adestam. I think that was back-to-back. Did he buy back? No, it was his first death of the game. Man, that's crazy. He's dead for so long just because he's played that well.
Well, while things have calmed down, let's just announce that winner of that amazing shirt that we spoke about earlier, because there is a winner indeed. Will you do the honors, Mr. HellBird?
I will give the honors. It's Devin van Heerden. Congratulations. Be here. You have to say that you are here on the stream to win your shirt. So make sure you come. Otherwise, we will roll again. So get in.
Okay. Well, we got a gap because this game is non-stop. Like, congratulations, Devin van den Heerden. If you're in the stream still, please notify the, I think it's nobody there that's posting that. Oh, they're going on dying.
Yeah, hold on.
He's got a force.
They don't quite get the engagement off. Means that Energy will keep themselves alive. They also have to be careful because there is a window here where Adestam cannot assist his team. And he is, think about that, he's 22,000 of the net worth, right? They're 9k ahead right now. Adestam is 22k of that, which means they're 10k behind. Which means
the lead is shrinking. The lead is shrinking. It was 20. It was 18k. Then it was 15. Now we're on 9. So Exdee right back to controlling the map, getting it up. Is any big items coming out? Okay, so Death Prophet's going Shivas. That's really big for them. It's going to stop the Spectres from just destroying the supports because of the additional armor and the attack speed slow. Lion, there was a shot. There was still a shot in the Roche pit. They left the shot in the Roche pit.
Who took it?
Lion just picked it up. He's going to give it to someone.
Smart move, but I take it.
He just ran into to check if Roche was there, and he picked up shot and cheese. He just gave it to Death Prophet. Cheese going to Exdee's favor for a change.
You can't do that against Exdee. You can't do that against Exdee. I mean, like, honestly, if they lose this game, I'm going to say that you can't give away Soup. And the Superino gets off a really good double impale. They're going to bring in the Exorcism as well, excuse me, the Haunt, as well as the Cataclysm, and they bring down the Phoenix for free. Baron wants out. Junaid also really wants out. He's got the cheese, but he might have to spend it early. BKB is just to get distance, and then they're going to be satisfied with only losing the Phoenix. It's acceptable losses right now, and it did cost them a Cataclysm. Potentially an opportunity, a small window as well, to Haunt down for 2 minutes. They'll have the Phoenix up, they'll have the Phoenix Egg available at the time as well. A line, actually, 90 seconds.
30 seconds. Yeah. 30 seconds after Phoenix is spawned, then it'll have Egg. But
very small window. Probably
and it's a crucial part to their team fight at the moment. We've seen the call up top of with the Egg on top of it. That's what's kind of keeping them going. They have given Slark that free shard that they got from the Roche pit, so he can additionally save heroes, especially these supports, because if he
the line, he's very aggressively draining mana, and that hurts. The Spectre obviously doesn't have a huge mana pool, so if you do get caught out twice by that, it's really frustrating. Yeah, they forced back Adestam with just pressure being applied to mid lane. It was actually kind of a curious movement. They barreled down top lane. They never dealt with what was happening mid.
I think you give him one lane of racks if you can get megas, don't you? I guess he couldn't see the Slark, so... But yeah, Slark has 2 forms of escape at the moment. He can depth shroud himself, or he can shadow dance. So, do they really want to fight like this into ages?
There's a Pentasword for the Spectre.
I would give it to Undying.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I would love to go to Undying because I saw it game 3, but I want to make one other point, by the way. At the moment, the only person to buy back in the game is Junaid, and that's probably one of the big reasons that we're not seeing too much action right now. The teams are all looking for buyback. There's a cooldown on Barons. He's got 2 minutes, as well as the Lions. So there's some time here that both teams probably would want to be safe. Remember, for Exdee in particular, they don't want to go to that lower bracket. They want to avoid the horrors, the madness, the mayhem that happens there. It's like, you know, up here, it's sunny, it's shiny, life's good. Down there, It's a rotten place. It's a scary place. People don't play by the rules.
Yeah. Punks 1-1 currently with NWG Zols. Oh, what's wrong with my tongue? But anyway, and yeah, we've seen so many upsets in that lower bracket, so need to watch out for that. But yeah, both teams playing very cautious. I think Exdee needs to watch out by playing into this Aegis. Who took the Aegis? No, they don't have Aegis. What am I saying? Roche is respawning in 18 seconds.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be the call sign. We're going to see a big Roche fight most likely. Who's a favor not here? Like, if you want to hold on. I have to be rude because Remedy is going in and he sees the TP coming from Azza, but he decides he wants to deal with the Tombstone. He uses the break on him as well. They use the Cataclysm again. They're trying to deal with the Tombstone though. This fight's going to be mayhem right now. And look at the damage of the Death Prophet. He's trying to stay alive. Gets a defensive. He also has the G. Minimize. This is not over yet. The egg in the middle. They're going to try and fight this one. Exdee, they're still alive in this fight at the moment. They catch up. The Spectre on the back line. And Deppy, he's low. And Deppy, he's down. Can they make this count though? They turn their attention back to what's left of Energy Esports. TKC running for the hills. He will be able to back off. He gets a little bit of distance. In fact, he managed to bring down the line instead. And they're hunting right now because Exdee realize they still have their biggest man on the deck right now. They find Soup and they will be able to finish off the next assassin pretty comfortably as well. They bring down 2. Immediately, Adestam pushes out the bot lane. Amazing sensibility. They're just making sure that there's no ways that they can apply pressure because guess what? They want to hold on to that Spectre ulti desperately because Roshan is waiting. It looks like it's going to be a full minute, so
yeah.
Not going to be what they expected, but as you say, it's a long spawn.
Yeah, long spawn. That's unfortunate. I think if Exdee actually gets Aegis there, because that's with the refresher shot or an Aghanim Scepter, I think they take this game. And Roche not spawning, they kind of keeps energy in the game here.
Remedy, very good. Just goes over the ice wall. Takes a lot of damage. Not sure if this was the right play. He's trying to go toe-to-toe Jabba. He's just standing on Jabba at the moment, but he's getting the support from the Phoenix to the backline. They're keeping him up. He's building up those stacks. Now he turns his attention to the Tombstone. He should be able to bring down. He's trying to get out. He does have the ulti up, but the damage from the chakram is there. Onto the backlines. Remedy, he's so low. Is he going to tick down? Has to follow the BKB out. Has to back off. And now it's Energy's turn. And guess what? That Phoenix does not have buyback available just yet. It will be back though. It's now available. But in the no. That hurts. That hurts Exdee a lot. And Roshan.
Roche is spawning now.
He's up.
Soup scouts it. Oh what? He stormcrafted it. Why did Roche aggro?
Regeneration.
Yeah, it's probably the Stormcrafter. And Remedy kind of knows it's happening. He sees it. He's pinging it. Is this bait? He must know this happening. He's getting hit by it. He's getting tagged by it. They're going to use a Cataclysm on it. Is the damage there? Remedy very low. They're trying to control him for long enough, but he managed to get down the low ground, and he will get out of harm's way for the time being. The Lion backs
Nyx
off.
can do that to the Spark. It's ridiculous. Like, that's ridiculous, man.
They're straight to the Roche, but buybacks across the board. Only the Undying and the Timbersaw, and they are just a couple of 100 gold short at the moment. When they get Roshan, it's all going to be up, and that comes with an Adestam Invoker Refresher Orb, ladies and gentlemen. Surely like, oh no, it goes to the Spectre, of course. What am I saying? Double Haunt? It's the buyback mechanic. How do you deal with this? Spec, right?
He can haunt, fight,
he dies.
Yeah. Oh no, he drops the refresher. He just drops it. Yeah, he's giving it to the Invoker, which makes more sense.
Honestly, that to me is crazy though, right? Think about it. You die, you do all that damage. Your Aegis pops, you do it again, you refresh your buyback and come back, and that is a win condition if you ask me, but they're gonna back Adestam this time around. He's the one sitting with this refresh shot, and double Cataclysm, for example, could be fatal. In they go though, they managed to do a lot of damage to said Adestam wall. You can't refresh her if you're dead, and they managed to turn one around. The buyback comes out though, Remedy low, but he does manage to get off the back line. Baron, he catches out Deppy! That's the Aegis down. They still have a lot of work to do though. Remedy and Co, can they finish the job here? They're trying to control him. Beautiful bit of work from the Nyx Assassin. It's keeping the Spec alive for a little longer. Soup, he's doing work here. In comes Yappa. Can they make this happen? They're going to commit the ulti with the Haunt. Remedy's still going wild though. Yappa getting low. Deppy getting real low. Double stun comes through as well. The Tipper's still alive for a little while longer, but they'll bring him down surely as Soup survives. And Yappa wants to get up. The Phoenix sacrifices himself. He knew his own fate, but he'll take it. The Aegis was brought down there as well.
You're looking. Timbersaw was right on him.
I'm screaming. You're looking shouting. I'm so sorry, neighbors and friends, people living above me in my house. But they'll forgive me, I'm sure. They just gotta watch the replay, they'll understand.
Like, how much big of a feels better that for B? You're looking at this Timbersaw running at like 300 HP. He's got the Lotus on him. You know if you finger him, he's gonna die. You know he doesn't have buyback. You have buyback, but you just pull the trigger. They need to push out all their lanes. They need to try and get a lane of Raxia. It's only Undying and Spectre alive.
Honestly, I love the sacrifice, right? Like, it was one of those moments, just go like, you know, you got to play some sad music over that, but he knew what he had to do and he did it. And of course, it's going to work out for him. He'll be back on the map before that Tim's one. Frankly, his life is worth more. The catch on Alistam was so important, though. It's interesting, the point, though. He never brought back into the fight. I thought he might. Double cataclysm on top of that would be very interesting. Yeah, and he's got help. He's got real help. He immediately BKB just into one side. No basher available, so they'll be able to get out of there.
He should have backpacked the Aeon Disc. He should have backpacked the Aeon Disc. Now he's got 100 seconds, no Aeon Disc.
That is a good amount of time. This game is still going on.
Yeah.
I get a feeling we're going to have an explosion at some point here where the game comes to an end. Mid lane, who did the catch out is Remedy. And, well, he is all alone here, and they're controlling Remedy. Pops the BKB immediately, TPs out as well. Does not want any part of it. They need some sort of BKB penetrating spell, though. They have to do that. If this is a bit of a problem for these catches.
Spectre's going Basher. Spectre's going Basher next.
Yeah, there we go. That'll do, right? Pretty toss out the Blade Mill, all the power trades maybe, who knows. But again, you can see Exdee just trying to hold things together here. As they realize exactly what's going on the high ground. The big Blade plays! They taunted Deppy up the high ground! Can they make this work though? The horn comes out! Exdee! They forced it up, but they have lost the Phoenix. Does he have a buyback? Yes, he does. Will need to use him most likely. Remedy stays alive, gets caught up by the tornado. Once again, trying to drain as much mana as possible. Baron goes on the upper. They bring forward the DP. They're trying to buy time though. BKB is still on cooldown right now. They do have it available. Also, Aeon Disc on cooldown right now. But, that was exciting stuff. No one died. No one died, but it's so... Oh, in fact, the line. Sorry. The Phoenix died.
Phoenix died.
But it's exciting stuff. Obviously, no buyback for the Phoenix is a big deal. Those ultis are important. Smoke comes out from Exdee now. Can they make it work?
Slark is going Aghanim Scepter next. He can buy out for it and still have buyback. Yeah, he's got 1,700 surplus. He can buy out for the Aghanims. He should.
Doing exactly that. He's got the Silver Age up. He's looking pretty good right now. They're going to go in aggressively. Can they catch out? And they can catch out TKC. They'll bring him down. Another bit of intel for the Slark. Sorry, Agi for the Slark. Permanent steals.
Silent Slark. Slark and Sir. Stole that intel.
You know, don't give Volvo any ideas, right? Like, there's already enough pudges and, just, you know, like, let's not go there. Oof. What does Dota think though? I want to check the stats at the moment. So they still believe, and rightly so, the energy on the lead, but momentum doesn't seem to be on their side at the moment. It does feel like
Spectre though. It likes Spectre a lot. So and like when there's a Spectre in the team, the graph is always kind of like curved towards that side, especially if the game is quite close. Because 8k net worth at this stage of the game means nothing. Like, it means absolutely nothing.
I think the big thing is that, for me, there's this weird moment where, like, Slark will start taking over Spectre, right? Because he can infinitely scale. So, at some point, the Spectre actually will start to fall off against the Slark. And that is a very scary moment. And I think that's like the 60-minute mark. Remedy, do you want this? Do you want this? He does want this! He wants to go toe-to-toe with Deppy. There's surely no ways he can finish the job, though. Goes wide with the punch. Has to back off. Oh, but hold on. Adestam's he does have... actually missed time. He's got the BKB though. He's caught out. He's being controlled. Can he get out? There's the cataclysms there, and that is an enormous pick-off. Does he have buyback? Yes, he does. He's going to be forced to use it.
A little bit suspect though, like trying to go on the Spectre there. I guess he's trying to create pressure on the map, but he was definitely not solo killing that Spectre. Like, there's no way. And this Hex on Adestam is doing so much work. Like, they're lacking disable.
He's still got the refresher shot, and that might be the win condition they need. Slark down. He's going to be forced into buyback here. They're going into the bot lane. They're going straight up the high ground. They know that they want this buyback. Lion bravely standing his ground. Manages to force himself back. Actually, good core comes up. They will buy back. Onto the back line goes the egg. They need to get the core. They need to keep it alive. It is alive. It's alive. Like a flow. It goes down. This could be the end for them. The buyback from Slark. He's on the back line. He's trying to deal with Remedy. He wants to finish off Jumper Timbersaw, but can he do so? The ulti flies through from the Death Prophet, but in the back line is being trying to keep his hopes alive. They're going to bring down the Undying, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. They've lost the DP bias back, but he won't have the ulti. They go on aggressively onto Baron. Jappa still wants to pick this fight, and he might pay for his life here. He's very, very low, being slowed down. Will he be brought down? Yes, he will. Soup also in trouble now, gets this fight carrying for out, so this fight rages on as Soup low. B comes in, he's trying to keep his team alive, trying to apply pressure. Remedy being controlled in the back line, and that's it. Energy Esports, they'll finish things up here. Good night, Junaid. Good night, Exdee, and Exdee go deal with the walls because they actually have a date in the grand finals with Sinister 5. The GG's called.
GG.
What a game.
What a game. That was ridiculous. Like, Exdee did so well to get themselves back into this game. And just like little clutch moments, like the Hex on Alistam, and Soup on this next Assassin. Just don't give it to them ever again. It just did way too much work. The Burrow on the next to the Axe build, it's a copy from the ESL. Like when T1 was running it on Zephyr, it just looked way too good. This next Assassin with the Axe, he's super hard to kill. He's annoying. He keeps stunning you. He burns your mana from 1,000 units away. But crisp execution by Energy. But what a game, HellBird. Like that comeback by XD and then the turn again by Energy. Oh, South African Dota, man.
I need to know. Do we have an update on what's happening in the low bracket right now? Because I'm curious to see who XD are going to go up against. And I think we need to go there for a second because, I mean, this is a pretty crazy tournament right now. I mean, we have not seen the kind of expected results at all, right? That we were thinking that we were going to get. I mean, it's been a tournament of upsets right now, and this is how close it is because I do think that there is a phenomenal opportunity here for XD still to find themselves in the grand final. They really look good, and of course, Sinister 5, I think they look sharper than they have in time. So I still think that there are 3 teams at least that are capable of winning this tournament at the moment.
Yeah, it's very tight, and these upsets in the lower bracket are scary because you don't know if those teams are going to come through with the lower bracket form and take it all the way. So just insane. Like this game was that bottom fight with the egg into the axe call and XD turn it, and then it just goes back the other way again because an overextension by Remedy and the Hex on Adastam. But like, I'm gonna give a massive shout out to Soup here. Like this next Assassin with the Ags, it was so good. Like, it was so good.
This was, you know, I really wish we had game 3. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree with you, but this is kind of like at the end of a game like this. Like sometimes a game 3 is then kind of like a letdown because this was hype. Like this was hype. Like if a series had to end, like if this was the game 3, I would have said okay, cool. But when a series ends on a note like this, it just feels so good, like for everyone involved.
Yeah, so like it's a little bit of an update. It looks like Punks are pulling ahead, so it seems like they're the side that's going to come ahead with the win in that lower bracket matchup. So a little bit of normality back to it, but once again, let's just bring it back. So of course, what this means is that XD dropped down to the lower bracket. They're going to be playing up against, I believe, the winner of what it looks like it'll be Punks versus Aura Gaming. So it looks like that's the way it's going to be. And then of course the winner of then of course the winner of this matchup, Energy Esports, goes into a winner bracket final against Sinister 5, which is going to be so good. I believe that match happens. We're gonna have to be patient because that matchup is all the way in July. So we're gonna be waiting.
It's
so
around the corner.
It's so long away.
We get to watch some lower bracket death matches. Like where the high. Like this was crazy good. But we've seen so many upsets in the lower bracket, and like these teams better bring the A game. That's all I'm saying.
and of course, it's got to be said that we have some very interesting sides there. I mean, Punks versus Haze in itself. Sorry, Haze versus Frostbite in itself is going to be a very interesting match. I mean, both those teams beat sides that were the favorites going into that, because IDJF were very impressive in the low bracket or early in the tournament, but Frostbite managing to take them down, and of course Team Pingu need no introduction. So both those two sides, it's going to be very interesting to watch, and regardless of the outcome there, I think that it's going to be a bit of a sign of what's to come. I think these are the kind of sides that are coming through at this time, and you might just see your next super squad players in one of those two teams. And of course, as mentioned, Aura versus Punks going to be. By the way, I say this, I just want to say with respect that Punks are ahead. They're well ahead, so I'm just making the assumption right now because they're up
20,
to racks,
20,
20k
20,
gold.
Yeah, 20k gold, 2 racks. It looks like they're going to take it. And if that is the case, some WRG Slayers versus Punks.
Which, once again, I mean, as you say, going to be a phenomenal game to watch. That'll be next week, Tuesday, I believe. We'll be running those through the week. Obviously, ESCOM provided, etc. But yeah, I think that it's going to be such an amazing experience going through all these different matchups in the next couple of weeks, and of course, all building up to our grand final, which I think we've already had enough of the story to just say whatever happens from here, it's been an amazing tournament. But who knows? Who knows where the story lies? Because I mean, there's still this other creature that I was kind of saving that I kind of definitely still have the ability to put a sting in the tail, and that's DUC. Don't forget them either. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's been so much fun casting for you. Congratulations to Energy, and of course, congratulations to, we assume, Punks going through to the next matchup in the lower bracket. notAhero, any final words before we wrap things up?
No, like that game was ended on such a high note. Well played to both teams. Well played to Energy taking the win. Good luck to them and Sin 5 in that upper bracket final. And then good luck to Exdee going down to the dreaded lower bracket. And we'll update everyone on the matches for next week on socials, etc, etc. But next week, same time, same place.
In fact, let's just say it there. The next time we see you, we'll be dealing with the Wolves. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it there. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening further. We'll see you next time on EGL One.